Hello, everybody. Welcome to the pub. Did not do a cocktail this week, so we're just going to get right into it. Hi, everyone. Glad you're here. Last Dance. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Yeah, pub time, baby. Saturday night. No bitch drink tonight, Topple. No, sir. I am having a whiskey sour, but I did not make a cocktail tonight. Hey, there's wife. Hi, wife. Dippy Derek, what's up? Mick Grandy, how you doing? As I said earlier, Topple. Good to see you, buddy. Sammy Cat, Last Dance. All right, cool, man. Let's getting this baby rolling. Been a wild week, I guess. Just crazy fucking war in the Middle East, and just the world, man. You know how it is, everyone. But we're we're doing all right. Missed the deck tonight, Smokesteve wife. Yeah, I hear thee. Yep. Pool season. No, I didn't do a cocktail tonight, total nutter. Skipped out on it. Although I have all of them saved, I could randomly play one of the old ones. But whatever. Started trying to set up the above ground white trash pool today. So the ground is off level by about 10 inches from one side to the other. So had 5 yards of sand delivered this morning, and cut out the grass and started spreading the sand. Yeah, I know I'm live. And, it sucks. It's wicked hard work, but it's worth it. You got to get it super level, or else obviously the water just pours out the side. Jesus, notifications. So, big day, hard work. Definitely looking forward to this. A little late. It's all right, bro. Topple, nice. Topple, I think you have an in-ground pool. You got the real thing. Maybe not. Maybe it's above ground. I can't remember. But yeah, that's killer. Someday we hope to have a nicer pool, but we got what we got just to have something. They were flying off the shelves this year. Those Intex 4 foot deep round pools. They're fine, it's good for the kid. I'll probably end up in it. Maybe even I'll get in it on one of these pubs, or drop my laptop in it. Which would not be good. Yeah, I can do that. I've done that before too. McGrandy. Yeah, I'm going to get back to the cocktails. I'll do one once in a while. And, there's only so many out there that are good. I mean, there's a lot of drinks, but I don't want to make something that I don't like. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. I got 2 cases of the bags online, Topple, on Amazon. So I got 24 1-pound sacks. So I believe half of a bag will do that little pool that I'm going to have. So that wasn't very, very expensive. I think the whole thing was $50 for 24 bags. But yeah, apparently there was a large fire at a chlorine factory. That must have smelled good. So pool Chlorine is going to be really hard to come by this year. It sucks for a lot of people. Hopefully you loaded up already because it's just going to get worse. It's like, what the fuck this year? The chlorine, the ketchup. I mean, why does this shit keep toilet paper or banny? What do you guys call it? Banny roll or something like that? Whatever. It's ridiculous. 30 pounds for 250, 50 pounds for 250 of the powder, I wonder. Right. Hi, Biscuit. Yeah. Be like Homer Simpson and just go ahead and put the Clorox straight in the pool, burn all the kids' eyes. Yeah. My eyes. I think I put the link in the description. As usual, you guys are all welcome to click on that, or LMK if I did not. Yeah, total utter nutter. That is pretty nutty, bro. That would be napalm, I think. Some low level form of it. Biden set the plant on fire. Yeah. Of course he did, Topple. Of course he did. Little controversy with him earlier this week. People tried to say, oh, look, he was test driving the Ford F-150. But if you look closely, you can see that the Secret Service agent sitting shotgun had a steering wheel himself, which is standard procedure when a president's going to be doing some driving, especially old Joe, you know. You want him to drive into a convenience store or pizza shop when he confuses the brake and the gas, and, but just kidding. Just kidding. All right. Let's go ahead and add a regular here. And I gotta get the headphones. How you doing, Last Dance?
All right. I'm having my Guinness.
Oh, sweet.
Which I decided I really like, so I'm going to have it more often.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Got a Guinness brewery about 15 miles from here.
Really?
Yes.
They brew that stuff in the States too, huh?
There's a brewery in Baltimore, not far from here.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I thought it was purely from Dublin or wherever. No, I guess not, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Topple, he was driving, definitely. It did seem like there was a second steering wheel, but might have been safety.
Hey, Alan. Alan Reeder says, hey. Yeah, I was laughing when you said that there was another steering wheel with the driver. I did not know that.
I saw some pictures. It looked like a second steering wheel there. But, I mean, I think the thing was like an experimental test vehicle anyways, so that might be,
So which one's that? Does Biden have the Fisher-Price steering wheel? And the Secret Service one's the one that really works?
I don't know. I think he really was driving. Topple said that. Cutting his grass 4 times a week. Wow, that must suck. Hey, Joe Nicholson, how are you? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming. Looks like a funky little avatar. Hard to see. Yeah, so what did we see here? George says, someday, Steve, feature the cheap. Put the eyes. Yeah, okay, cool, George. That's a drink, man. It's a drink.
Baltimore, Ireland.
Okay. Cool. I didn't know that.
Neither did I. I assumed it was from the old country somewhere.
Right. Yeah. I mean, everything's named after. Well, not everything, but a lot of it is.
If it isn't an Indian name, then it's a European name.
Right.
In the States.
Exactly. There's a Jamaica, Vermont, I know of.
Yeah.
There's definitely there's a Berlin, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Hi, Carol. I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Biden has the crash test dummy. He does kind of have that look. I mean, I don't know. I think he's going a little too well. I mean, sometimes he's not going ultra progressive with this recent thing between Hamas and Israel, he's not jumping on the progressive train and attacking Israel, which is good. I like to see that, with the ultra progs like Rashid Tlaib and AOC and them. So I think if he stays centrist, that would be good, I think. But I think he's trying to satisfy his own party, obviously.
Yep. It's interesting. The Democrats have traditionally been kind of very pro-Israel. I'll say biased. But there's definitely a shift there. The Republicans are still tend to be biased in favor of Israel, but I'm actually glad to see a little more, a little less acceptance of everything Israel does being okay.
Sure.
I don't. I think describing the debate is framed in a way that sort of forces you to ignore the Palestinians, which I think is something that I resist myself.
Right. Yeah, Hamas is classified as a terrorist organization, so,
and justifiably. But I think we should look beyond the label terrorist. I'm not saying I'm pro-terrorist by any means, but there's more to it. There's more to Hamas than just the slimy, murdering terrorists. There's kind of a reality that you have to understand about the Gaza Strip to understand Hamas. And I actually don't believe that they are. I don't believe they're like Al Qaeda as terms of terrorist groups. I believe that Hamas is potentially someone who can negotiate. We haven't seen it, and I certainly understand why Israel would be loath to negotiate with a group that sort of demands that they kill everybody in Israel.
Right.
So, but I do think that I don't know. I just think there has to be a way to break through and past all that, because I think a lot of people in Gaza are suffering, and I just can't. I'm not down with it. I think something has to change there, and I think Israel should do some things unilaterally without negotiation, like remove the blockade of Gaza and many other things.
Well, I mean, there is a certain foolish aspect to them firing the rockets when it was literally, I'd say, 25-1 on the death count. So it was like, 250 Palestinians and about 10 or so Israelis were killed. Yet they don't have defense. They don't have an Iron Dome.
No,
Palestinians. So, I mean, it's certainly foolish for them to go all out in a battle like that, because Israel doesn't care. If you're firing rockets from in the city, they'll fucking still smoke you, and they'll smoke all the buildings that are around you, and obviously kids and innocent people.
Yeah. And I don't, and that's another thing I'm kind of, I certainly agree that Israel has a right to defend itself, and I certainly understand that Hamas uses civilians as shields to do their stuff. But even in saying all that, I think it's not a good enough reason. You can't bomb a building full of civilians, even if you warn them and they get out. Just because Hamas uses the building or some Hamas operatives live there, at the minimum, even if nobody's killed, you make a bunch of people homeless.
Right.
And I mean, it's not like Gaza has a lot of social safety net there. So these homeless people are going to be suffering mightily. And, I understand that, people want to blame the Palestinian suffering on Hamas, and there's some justification for that. They certainly, do the things that provoke Israel, but I just don't. I'm not saying I know what Israel can do to respond, but I just reject what Israel has been doing. Some have described it as mowing the lawn, because Israel does have the skills and the force to go in and just remove Hamas once and for all. And instead, we just go through these periodically every few years. The Hamas fires rockets, Israel bombs the fuck out of Hamas and everybody else in the way for a bunch of days, and then we have this ceasefire. Nothing is accomplished. Nothing has changed. No movement is made. It's just the same hellish stalemate for forever.
Mm-hmm. Very quickly, I'll just bring in Mr. Cypher. How are you?
Hi guys, doing well.
Hey, good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Pretty good interactions there on Twitter. Did you get alt feed to work?
I did. What happened was, this was strange. I went to alt feed and it said, "Hey, Last Dance, how are you?" So I went and posted my message, and nothing happened at all. So I refreshed the screen, and then it said I wasn't logged in at all. So I don't know.
That's strange.
I logged in again, and then the post went just fine.
I mean, you're at what's the right word? You're at coding level or IT management level expertise. Is that correct?
I'm a coder.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything that's insolent or disrespectful. I mean, but sometimes
talk to you in advance.
Yeah, thank you. Well,
whatever you're going to say,
clear your browser cache.
I'm beating you to it.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's fair enough. You know how I am. I probably deserve that.
I usually deserve it too.
Oh man.
Yeah, I had a little issue with. I don't know if you guys have explored item fix a little bit or at all. It's cool.
Cool.
There was a video of some Mexican cops chasing some robbers on it might have been Brazil. The guys were on a motorcycle.
Brazil. Yeah, usually.
Yeah. So I was gonna do one of these things where you can do a reaction video, and it was horrendous. I recorded my reaction and I put it on and I listened to it, and I got to work it out because you have to almost turn down the sound on the video. But as it's playing, I just got to play around with it. It looks fun, though. You can do different things like that, because I wanted to do some wild reaction because the fucking chase was crazy. They're crossing lanes and all that stuff. But it was a fail on my part, but definitely looks promising. I think Hayden,
okay,
it's a cool idea, Yeah,
I'll take your word for it. I really haven't explored it, but yeah, I believe that it has potential, like you said.
Yeah. Like Last Dance said, it's somewhat Live Leak light, or Live Leak 2.0.
Oh, man. Don't say that in front of Hayden, and he'll have a.
But it's not. It's got a lot more interaction.
Right.
Certainly, any video website that puts videos up as thumbnails that you can click on, you could say is somewhat Live Leak like,
right, exactly.
Well, whatever it is, I hope it succeeds. I always hope success for the big guy.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think Hayden always thought of Live Leak as a refuge from censorship and restrictions, and Item Fix that's not his idea. Item Fix is something else.
The
video editing, and it does have a lot of restrictions.
Yeah, the moderating and what's the right word? Filtering culture, came over to Live Leak and basically hampered it from operating in a free speech manner. That began happening, right when the second overhaul or the third. What am I trying to say? Overhaul,
Live Leak 3.0 or
exactly.
2.0? Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Incarnate of, it started out as one thing and kind of changed over the years. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I hope it goes well. I have an interesting thing. I'll go ahead and do it now. I mean, I've noticed some of the people that are online, and this is not some of the people's favorite guy, but one of the artists that was from Live Leak that I have supported. He and I have done business one more time, and I have behind me the piece of work that he has sent to me, and it is a walking staff.
Oh,
this
cool.
This is I'll have to move it up all the way to the ceiling, from where it is. It's a little over 5 feet tall. This is a walking staff, and basically, okay, let's see.
Oh, is that,
yeah, it's a walking staff, and
that's one piece of wood, huh? He
that's
carved
one. Yeah, it's one piece of wood, and
Cool.
there's the you can't. Well, my name's in the way of the end of it.
Is that from Dildo Baggins?
Yes, it is indeed.
That's awesome.
My grand's favorite person.
Well, I used to fight with Dildo Baggins all the time.
Grand, so let's have some fun. I'm just teasing.
I wonder what he uses for that. Is it all like whittling? Is he using power tools? That is really intricate.
That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. I've seen finished products. He doesn't have a website per se that shows his woodworks and his artwork. Most of what he did in terms of selling art was on Live Leak, and he did sell quite a lot. I have 3 of his items that he has made, and I have paid, an artly sum for them. So, and very happy to do so. He deserves it. He spends many hours doing it. There are certain elements of how an artist thinks that I see that he utilizes in his efforts to create. And I respect that, I'm more respectful in general lately of just about everybody. I mean, I still have my, my chimp hate that's going on and things like that.
Yep.
I'm joking from last week. Come on.
I get it.
Last Dance he's looking at other things. That's what it is. I'm sure. I love gorillas, but I hate chimps. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Regarding the even if he's using like a router and drills and power sanders, he's still doing a shitload of hours on that with all the finish work too. That's
true.
So that's very cool, man.
That's true. So I just got that today. Just got it today.
He'd have to sell it for a lot of money to recover his hours.
I'm willing to pay quite a bit of money. My investments are not doing well, but I'm still willing to pay quite a bit of money for some things.
if I ever need a mark, I'll call you up.
Yes, I have been known as one, in the past. That one woman that said, "I'm available,"
right?
And they said, "Oh, can I have $250?" Oh, sure, here you go, baby.
Yeah.
Never was a John. Now I was a Mark, but I wasn't a John. So there's that.
That's good.
Yeah, I know. It is good.
I think it's better to be a John than a Mark.
No. As long as you're not a grossly taken advantage of Mark, it's okay to be a little bit of a Mark.
You're right.
You got to have a soft touch. Got to have a soft heart. It never hurts.
For all you know, that $250 made somebody's life better.
Well, yeah, she did have a little girl. I almost got beat up by a guy that basically served as a what do they call those guys that run whores? Pimp. Yeah, I had a little pimp. He was a little bit shorter than I was, but he was a bodybuilding pimp who was much more of a bodybuilder than I was. He was a juicing bodybuilder, and he was all ready to beat the bejesus out of me, when I became a little bit too aggressive with her about, she didn't say, "Can I just have it?" She said, "May I get a loan?" And that's not the same as saying, "May I have it?"
Of course.
Until you realize that that's what it means after she takes the money away.
Right. That's a 25-year-old story, 26-year-old story. So old history, some of the guys on the thread over here on the side haven't been alive that long. So I don't mind telling the story. It's an old one.
Yeah, I don't really use Mark as it's not in my lexicon. It's not part of my. I mean, I wouldn't even really know how to.
You're not a con artist.
Yeah.
So is that a mark? Is
An easy target.
A con artist would see a person as a mark.
Exactly. An easy
Right.
target for taking advantage of.
Yeah. See, there's a different, like, ghetto hood. You call somebody a mark ass blank N-word. It's maybe it does mean the same thing. Maybe it means somebody who's
Well,
lame.
lame,
Yeah. Yeah. If you ever have a chance, watch the Player Haters Ball from the David Chappelle show, the Chappelle show.
Yeah.
Hilarious. A lot of use of their term for mark.
Yeah, I don't remember that particular episode or skit, but yeah, he has some wonderful skits.
Yeah, they're all
great.
Chappelle is the best.
They're all pimped out.
Yeah.
It's a good skit. I mean, if I could screen share that, I would, but we'd lose the channel or something.
Even Chappelle's stuff is no longer acceptable. That's
right.
Pretty amazing.
This picture would disappear, and there'd be like a picture of a nuclear explosion.
That's right.
That would be
one
the
that
end
shakes the ground.
That would be the end of trigger warning TV.
I mean, I think I can say the song. I can say "Stairway to Heaven," but if I was to play like 2 or 3 chords, that's it. Boom.
You think so?
Probably. I mean, I've seen like Rick Beato. There's some music guys on YouTube that they'll do countdowns and lists, and they'll say, I can't play it, but I can play this, and they'll play a bastardized version of it. And you know what song they're talking about, but if they play it proper, the whole video gets flagged, and you get a strike.
Oh, it's a shame.
It's ridiculous.
It really is a shame.
It is.
Yeah, he did a song. He did What Makes This Song Great? It was the Cars, popular Cars song. And I think the song had like 1 million views, and they copyrighted his ass for it. And like the fucking Cars, 1 million views. That means they made about $1,200 off of it.
Right.
They're so concerned with their measly few dollars that they're going to copyright somebody who's actually going to bring millions more people to listen to the song. But just doesn't make any sense.
That reminds me. I know a guy I played softball with and went to work with, whose brother is the keyboardist for the Cars.
Cool.
Greg Hawkes is the keyboardist, and I know his brother. Not that I ever met Greg.
Yeah, the song that was featured was Just What I Needed, and that has a cool keyboard solo in it. It's It's a good tune, man. He's a good player.
He's the nerdy guy, and his brother is. I mean, I love the guy. I like him a lot, but he's the last person you would ever think would be within 10 people of a rock and roll guy.
Right.
He is the most vanilla, calm, nerdy guy you could ever imagine.
Yeah. Got that talent.
Yeah, but
this is his brother I'm talking about.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
There was a fair amount of that. Oh, so the keyboardist is more of the rocker type, not the brother is the nerd. I got you.
Well, the keyboardist looks kind of nerdy if you look at him.
Yeah, there was that late 70s, 80s nerd thing in music. There was a lot of them,
a little bit of that Buddy Holly look. He kind of looked kind of nerdish.
Sure, there you go,
glasses.
Buddy Holly. Now, Buddy Holly, did he die in the plane crash with Richie Valens?
He did.
Okay.
And the Big Bopper, right?
And the Big Bopper. Unbelievable.
How big was the Big Bopper?
Yeah. And who was the guy who turned it down? There was another guy there.
Oh, I vaguely remember.
Yeah, I do too. Vaguely.
He was like, I'm not going to get on that fucking plane, and boom, they all died.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you imagine, you realize how hard that work is, where they play all night and they get on a plane to get to their next destination. They're literally. I used to travel a bit for work, and it took me like 6 or 7 months before I got completely sick of traveling. And I can't imagine having to travel like that almost every day just to go to another tiny town. I guess you have to love your music so much. You really have to love it. That's what when they say starving artist, I really respect that phrase.
Money was different, man, back then. I don't know. Tickets were a couple bucks,
Right. Right.
60s, 50s. And also you could buy a car back then that now could be selling for $500,000 at Barrett Jackson for like $3,500 new. So the money has just changed, the value of things. So, I mean, if they are getting a couple $100 a night back then, which would be what like I was getting when I was playing bars a couple of years ago, 10 years ago, that would have been a huge amount of money. That would have been like thousands for us now, So, it's just crazy. Like, think about the amount of money that they all earned. Like Robert Plant, he's worth around $400 million.
Is he?
Some would say the greatest rock singer of all time.
He
but
has
like,
some raw talent, that's for sure. Yeah,
but yet, like the guys who sold WhatsApp or whatever a few years ago sold it for like 15 billion. It's like the value of music is not really. You can't measure it in money, I guess. I mean, they do well. The Chili Peppers are probably pretty loaded, but it takes a long time to get to that. Like Pearl Jam, and
a lot of they get royalties, which means as long as their music sells in any form, they get the string of money throughout the years.
Right.
So I mean, these days with copyright protection, it keeps getting extended and extended and extended. I mean, if Michelangelo could have copyrighted his stuff, his heirs would still be making money off of his art.
Right.
Oh, the Medici's would have never stood for that.
So that kind of spurns a question for me. The two bands I just mentioned, I mentioned Pearl Jam, I mentioned the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, those are two strong contenders for best American rock and roll band all time. American.
There's a lot. I mean, I always loved the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I'm too eccentric to form an intelligent opinion on this.
Yeah.
Pearl Jam, I did this. I love Pearl
know.
Jam, but there's just something about Eddie Vedder's voice that just doesn't kind of strike me the right way. But clearly they're great talent, and been working for a long time, producing great music for a long time.
Yeah, two decent suggestions here. The Foo Fighters, not for me, but they also came from Nirvana, partially.
Right, Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl, at least, yeah. Van Halen, that's a good one. Alice in Chains, yes, but Lane Staley is long dead, dude. So they were a short run for Alice in Chains. Pearl Jam, I like them, but I hear you. I mean, they're maybe not the most exciting band. Van Halen, that's a good one.
Yeah, Van Halen was certainly awesome for a long time.
77 to whenever Eddie died, I guess, last year, right?
What do you think about Cream and Three Dog Night? Anywhere in there?
Cream is a British band.
British.
Are they?
And they were totally awesome.
Yeah.
They weren't around very long, but
no, they
produced some
collaboration,
absolutely classic music.
Yeah.
Three Dog Night, they didn't. I mean, I love Three Dog Night, but they didn't write much of their music.
No.
Much of their music was written. I don't know if they wrote anything. They certainly did a great job performing. Three Dog Night songs are classics.
Johnny Mathis? Just
well,
kidding.
I like Johnny Mathis. He's got a great voice.
Oh, yeah. He's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people who might say The Doors, but once again, too short.
Too short,
Yeah.
Too short of a run.
Morrison put out some otherworldly stuff.
Yeah, he was fucking awesome, man.
I was just going to say, he was awesome in every way.
Yeah.
Except the way he died.
Right. Great keyboard player, great drummer.
He was in France, wasn't he, when he died?
Yeah.
Of course.
I remember the story.
With all the other Coneheads. You see, we're old. Sorry for this. We know that Conehead joke.
Coneheads.
He did not like cannabis. He liked whiskey and acid and hard drugs and shit, but I think if old Jimmy had maybe smoked a little more and done a little less of the other shit, he might have made it. But who knows? I mean,
Yeah,
is he one of the ones who died in a fucking bathtub?
I think
I'm
so.
not. It could be. He
I'm
certainly.
not sure, though.
That's in the movie at the end. He's like just, but that's, I think, Oliver Stone, so you can't really believe everything.
Pixie Wicks thinks Johnny
it's
Mathis rocks.
Johnny Mathis, yeah.
Yeah, Pixie Wicks thinks so. Yeah.
Eagles.
Right.
That's true. Eagles are.
Eagle. Oh, Hotel
Eagles.
California. Yes.
They
Yeah,
put
not
together a
them.
lot of superior albums
Yeah.
for a long
They
time.
did. They did. They sure did.
Yeah, I'd give you that. I'd say probably I'd go with the Eagles. Although they basically stopped making good music at, the mid 80s or the early 80s?
Sounds about right.
I mean, there's a lot. There's several. There's so much different kinds of rock that and so many innovators along the way. It's fine to talk about the greatest band, but everybody has, I think,
Yeah, it's all subjective.
has a hand in what's gone on after them.
Yeah, music is art for the ears. You can't tell somebody what art to
That's right.
like or dislike. It's just, it is what it is. I guess I'm going on popularity, longevity of creation. And the Chili's, man, mid 80s until just recently, they've been releasing some kick-ass stuff. So that's a damn long time.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It's not just that they've been together; they've been putting out good work.
I need
for a long time.
I need clarification on the polka comment. Smokesteve wife.
She likes what's the Polish guy? Lawrence Welk.
Oh yeah.
Okay, she's got a point there. Bubbles. He all them bubbles on Lawrence Welk. Yep, I remember him.
Goldie looking chains. I don't know who that is. Is he? Am I missing something there?
Is he referencing Alice in Chains?
I don't know. That would be one hell of an autocorrect. I'm not sure. Yeah. Journey can get thrown in there.
I saw Journey live. They're okay.
With Steve Perry or with
Steve Perry?
Nice. Yeah.
In 1980.
That guy, the guitar player, he's got lightning fast fingers.
Yeah.
Very good player. And aside from obviously Steve Perry, I think the guitar makes that band personally. Welsh hip hop group who are shit. Okay, it was a parody rap group. I got you. Okay. Someday today, you said earlier, George, do you mean like just a nice day, a good day, solid day?
Me?
Yeah, you said that earlier in the comments. But I guess
on Twitter or here?
Here.
Yeah, beautiful day. Fantastic. In fact, perfect day. I haven't had the AC on all day. We've had about a 10 mile an hour wind coming through, high of about 81. Ceiling fans are on. Just
love that.
It's sweet.
Yeah, we were up to 85 today. I think we had warmer in the Northeast maybe than Florida.
Could be.
Beautiful
I mean, because we weren't above 80, 81. Cool. And it's up high like I am. It's both literally and figuratively. It's very nice.
Yeah. Cool.
Hey, you forgot the Grateful Dead.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah. Got to remember them always.
That is good. ZZ Top for sure. Bucks Corp. So Bucks Corp, I think, was asking about how to come on the show.
Oh yeah, I put in a little bit of a coaching there. He said he was getting a laptop, and I guess it's got all the bells and whistles. And my suggestion is take the when you look just below. On YouTube, when you look just below the video chat itself, you see the link.
Or it's also in the description.
Right. Well, click the link
in the chat.
Yeah, in the chat. Click the link take the link up to the top of YouTube, copy the link, then open the link in another browser. Don't try to use it in your current browser, because some other application has probably already grabbed your webcam in the YouTube universe. And I do it in the Edge browser. Everything I do with you guys is in the Edge browser, and then I just monitor over on the YouTube.
So you're an edgelord, huh?
An Edge, well, just for this show, nothing else. I don't like Edge otherwise. It's, they're trying to commandeer your entire online experience. Microsoft is. That's clever of them, huh?
I use Chrome, even though I hate Google. So I got a MacBook. But I hate Apple. So I could use Chrome. I could use Safari, but I hate Apple. Who do I hate least? I don't know. But I hate myself, so I can.
Oh, a classic misanthrope. Oh, how sweet. Don't hate yourself, man. Hate me instead. I can take it.
I hate you. I hate you too.
Love yourself. Hate me.
No, I have to hate everyone.
I can deal with it.
So you guys are computer guys. Let me ask you this question. Okay, so let's say you go to a website,
sort of.
You watch a video. Is there a way to download that video to your computer safely? Not like at YouTube, we're talking maybe a little bit lesser known of a website, but still somewhat trustworthy.
There's always a way, but it may not be easy. If as you're obviously suspecting, if you get the video and you could see it, then you can also save it.
That's what I'm wondering, how to save it.
It's always possible, but it depends how much effort is made to obfuscate or make it tricky to prevent people from reverse engineering and grabbing the videos. It's always possible, though. Just may not be worth your.
Do you have enough resources and hard drive, capacity to just do a screen capture? With sound, you can set your resolution and the amount of recording quality that's going to be. But I do that periodically. I'm hearing an echo. Do you think that's me, or do you think that's one of you guys? Probably me. I'll check it out.
I don't hear an echo.
Yeah, it's probably me and myself.
Yeah,
but yeah, you can using screen capture on video screen capture, you can get your videos that way, and that takes away all of the encoding, all of the embedding of viral, possibilities, anything like that. But you have to have a pretty big hard drive, and you have to have, the computer resources, what do they call it? What kind of memory is that? That's just operating at the current time. I'm losing my
RAM. Is that what you're thinking?
Yes, exactly. RAM. And just if you got enough RAM to handle it, and you got enough, hard drive, size to handle the size of the files that you're gonna, do your video recording of, then you can do it that way. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that.
As That's Life, but not as we know it, was pointing out. Usually people, especially for the more popular sites, usually people have figured out how to save. They've done some work to figure out how to save videos from video sharing sites, even though those sites may do some stuff to make that hard.
Yeah, a little bit of viral stuff.
So is the video you're talking about coming from YouTube, or?
No, not YouTube.
Is it a big enough site that somebody might have been tempted to reverse engineer whatever obfuscation they have put forward?
This video is banned in a lot of countries, so I don't think they really care who gets it.
Okay.
It's.
But there's not just a download link.
No, it's literally like the old Live Leak. You click a thumbnail, the video plays. So
yeah. See, Live Leak made that tricky because they had their own player, which you get in the JavaScript when the page loads, which just means it just makes you could then, if you're smart or have lots of time on your hands or are motivated, you could figure out what that JavaScript is doing and then undo it, and you could have grabbed live leak videos easily. Somebody probably figured that out. It's Pornhub, of course. We knew that, Smokesteve. Wife.
That's my wife, by the way.
And
it's not Pornhub.
Well, okay.
I mean, you'd be wasting time to save porn. There's billions of videos.
Yeah. You know that meme, where that dumb looking guy says, "I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens."
Right.
I'm not saying it's Pornhub, but it's Pornhub.
Good segue to aliens. I want to get into that, but first we have our own alien, old Aphid Lip.
Hey, Lip. Hey, dude, how you doing?
What's up, bro?
What's going on, fellas?
You still pissed at me?
Oh, I can never be pissed at you. Come on.
We get into it. I love the guy, so it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, we can get into
The
that.
feeling's mutual, Last Dance.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we beat that into the ground.
Well, yeah,
already.
but then you'll see my shit-eating grin on here, so you'll know what I'm up to.
Yeah. So I know you were pretty impressed by those videos, Smokesteve. I can tell.
So by what videos?
The alien, the unidentified flying object videos.
I thought it was interesting, to say the least. I didn't think they were aliens. I thought it should be looked into that somebody could be spying, maybe.
Yeah. I think people have known for a long time that military flyers have seen things through the years that they were convinced were, not tricks of the light or lightning or garbage like that.
It's all just street lamps. That's all.
And you can't dismiss that. I
choose to.
I dismiss you, so you go ahead and dismiss
Hey,
I think that maybe most of them aren't real, but some of them are, and the ones that are more likely.
wait, are those Crocs?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get in your guys' way.
I'm
Sorry, Smokesteve. I had to tease.
It's okay. I was just going to say I would think it man-made before anything. Not to say it's not possible, but I don't think they're necessarily flying around here just spying on us, some alien culture.
Have you seen any of the choreographed, computerized, drone shows that go up? They got 1,000 drones to go up, and they can make them do anything that look like anything. And I think that a lot, especially in California, where the stoners, the origin of the great stoner movement has occurred. I think that people send up about 10 drones, put a friggin' sheet, put a sheet in there between the drones, put some lights on it, lit by batteries, and fly it around, and oh my God, it's a UFO.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
But the guys in this 60 Minutes thing, they're smart enough to have looked at all those possibilities, and none of them explained what was observed. I mean, if you're seeing something 100 miles off the coast of California, that's not going to be, some homeboy drone,
right?
With its,
Those are the advanced Chinese lanterns. That's.
Is that I keep seeing stuff about that 60 Minutes thing. Is that what you guys are talking about?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. Is it worth watching?
Yeah, it's worth watching.
Last Dance has been unduly impressed by them, Aphid Lip.
I have not been unduly impressed.
I think I posted it on Twitter, a link to it.
Oh, yeah?
I don't go on Twitter. Unless
Okay.
I got to reply to Last Dance.
Yeah, unless he wants to have it out with me.
Trolling on Twitter. I saw you.
I get notifications. Last Dance is picking on you again.
Right. Oh, so you have Last Dance. You have notifications for him when he tweets.
No. Only when I tweet something, which is very rarely, and somebody comments on it. So if you want to say Smokesteve's picking on you, then you'll need to reply.
Here's my bottom line. I find it a little suspicious that these objects are photographed with standard camera equipment, but it's very low resolution. They're photographed with infrared. They might be caught on radar, but they're never photographed with sufficient resolution photographic equipment that you can kind of see the details.
Right.
It's always
Well,
something.
they'd have to get really close for that, though. Maybe they know.
Not really.
If they're going to get here, they're going to know not to get that close to something.
Yeah, I mean, a fighter plane is not carrying, a high resolution camera necessarily, but I suppose the problem is that they're just not predictable enough to have.
Well, I think what I'm saying is they're so far away from the camera that
some of these were not that far away.
Really?
One of these guys he was with two. It was two fighter planes with two-person crews, and flew below them and around them, and so they were not that far away.
There's a whole nother genre out there now, which is the space station, and videos of what's that? That's 200 meters below, 200 kilometers below us. Oh my God, look at that!
Those are all fake. That's not what these are. I have total confidence that these military guys are not pulling some stunt.
So do you think it's more likely that it's man-made or not?
I'm not going to get something else.
I think it's more likely that it is some kind of illusion, whether it's a trick of light. That's the number one thing. And I think that if they aren't, it's almost certainly man-made. There's all kinds of experiments that are done by the U.S. Advanced, research on stealth aircraft and so on. There's lots of experiments that are done, and just because somebody in the military sees a stealth aircraft or something strange doesn't mean that someone's going to tell them, "Don't worry about it. It's some classified program. Don't worry about it." So the fact that it wasn't explained to them doesn't mean that there is no explanation. It just means, these are highly classified stuff, and stuff isn't declassified without a very good reason. It's just not done.
Total Utter's on a roll here.
Total Utter's on a roll from when he comes in till he leaves.
That's true, isn't it? He and a couple others. Or they're eating rolls, one of the two. Uh-oh, he's off.
Well, let's talk about him.
Biscuit Vapes has a.
Who does he think he is hosting this show?
Oh, look at that. That's nice.
Look at you.
But
look at those forearms. That man is massive. He's juicing. I'm sure that aphid lip is juicing.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Does anybody have the link?
The body of a
to the 60-minute
squirrel.
Oh,
what?
Have it handy.
No,
Oh,
what last dance?
But let's suppose it was aliens.
There's you, girl.
I mean, that would break the world if we.
Oh, well, it would give us something to, entertain ourselves.
Anticipate.
What do you think? You think people? I think people would go crazy.
They already
here's
are.
What
would happen. Just logistically, if something did come here, it would be most likely some type of scout and reporting back, and it would probably take generations before it evolved into something coming back. So we probably don't got nothing to worry about if we've come this far.
Hey, Steve, McGrann's asking for the link again. I don't know if he's on YouTube or not. If he's not on YouTube, he can't see it. But, as it goes, I guess you just did that, didn't you?
Yep.
Never mind.
Unless there's some kind of time warp thing that is possible, which I just don't think it is.
Yeah.
Well,
these things are going to be hundreds of years away from an army of other aliens to come get us, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any evidence that is in slightly convincing that these are spacecraft. let alone aliens.
There's definitely aliens out there, whether they can get here or not.
You don't
I
know
don't
if there's
know.
aliens out here.
Oh yeah, there's aliens out there.
What, just because you got anal probe, do you think that there's aliens?
I mean, I do have proof. I got the scars. If
You
you
got
care
the
to see them.
Scars,
You got the nightmares every night.
scars and can't grow hair, huh? Okay.
No, but I mean, yeah. I mean,
Don't mind
look
us,
at all
Smokesteve.
look at all the other suns that we can see, let alone the ones we can't see.
We'll try not
Yeah,
to get
I'm
too
familiar
long.
with that argument. That,
There's some aliens out there.
I'm familiar with that argument, and it's entirely unconvincing.
Mm.
Yeah,
Nobody
billions
knows.
of stars. Hell
Nobody,
yeah.
trillions, zillions, 10
Yeah,
to the,
yeah.
10 to the 30th. But nobody knows what the probability of life occurring is.
I bet it's more probable than we like to give it credit for.
Okay, well, you can bet.
I'm not saying I'm not saying every solar system has a planet on it right now that has life on it of some sort, but at some period of time, most solar systems I feel probably have some form of life on them.
That's it's a reasonable. I mean, it's a reasonable
In time, maybe it's a million years ago, maybe it's in a million years, but I think almost every one of them has the capability of having some type of life form. Whether that's something like us or not, who knows?
You mean
Steve,
something? You mean lower life forms like us?
Is this the
Yeah,
kind of
right,
aliens
exactly.
you wanted to talk about, Steve? These kind of aliens, or
Yeah.
okay, just checking.
You
Yeah.
thought he was talking about immigration?
I wasn't sure that or the movie Aliens. I just wasn't sure. I actually have the movie Aliens queued up over here to my left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to think that there has got to be life elsewhere in the universe.
Yep.
I wouldn't say that every solar system, but maybe multiple per galaxy would have the capability to produce
Absolutely, yeah.
life.
Well, we've certainly looked hard for life
Yep.
outside of our planet and have never found anything.
Well, I mean, you're talking about I'm talking about like one-celled organisms or even less than that.
We wouldn't find. It's true. We would not find that. We're looking for intelligent life that communicates.
Intelligent life, yeah, is probably more rare. But is that just stroking our ego too much? I mean, maybe it's more. Maybe we're the
Right.
smaller end, and we can have no idea what the rest of the soul. Maybe they know we're here already, and they're just like, those low life forms, they're not worth messing with.
Right. Another low life form. We've seen so many of them
Right.
throughout the galaxy.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think we might be
roaches again,
giving
they're
ourselves
everywhere.
too much credit.
There's probably whole planets out there that have developed sentience. I tell you, they're out there. I'll tell you.
I seriously
I'm
doubt
sure.
we've come the farthest.
Yeah, me too.
That's pretty embarrassing. If
I'm
it's
really
true.
certain of that.
I am, although I certainly credit what you're saying. My belief and my guess, it's not a belief, is that we are the only one. We are it.
Well,
Earth,
that's beautiful.
There might be
It
some
makes
evidence of life
every
on other planets. but-
step in life poetic, if that's true.
Yeah.
Hey, Biscuit Vapes, you're not feeling good tonight? You're usually on early.
Yeah, he said he just woke up.
Oh, okay. He'll have to wake up a little further.
I guess so.
That's
Yeah,
understood.
well, he
Wash your
said-
face, pluck those eyebrows. Let's go.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Sentient life is rare. Exactly, Biscuit. There's got to be small one-celled. I mean, you can't even apply the laws of science that we're used to here, like signs of life, all of that shit. There's no way you can apply that to the.
Exactly. We have no idea. No idea.
Right.
I mean, even every planet here is well, not everyone, but mostly they're completely different from the next.
We could
Right.
easily
So
be
there's
troglodyte.
infinite types of planets out there.
Yeah, we could be troglodyte mud dwellers, relative to true sentient life.
So here's why. If we find evidence of life on any other planet or even the moon, I will change and I will agree with you.
No,
That
not-
even if it's single-celled,
maybe Europa, but not
even if they're single-celled creatures that once lived on the moon or Mars, If we can see that, then I will agree that there's probably life.
I hear you.
There's probably life everywhere in the.
Yeah, that's definitely the safe way to think.
I forget what the theory is, but I saw it recently somewhere in something online. You know how that goes.
Right.
that said the basic DNA codes for life, have been just zooming around the entire universe all along. I don't know. That's not the exact verbiage, but but something along those lines. And I wouldn't, that could be, I mean, if we're saying we're all coming from stars, then those same stars are sending the same matter out into all corners of the universe.
Briefly, I'm going to just bring in McGrand.
Hey, man.
All right.
How you doing, dude?
Hey, McGrand. Good to see you.
Good. You got good video, good sound. It sounds like.
Yeah, am I skipping around at all? 'Cause I'm out in the middle of my yard.
Well, you're good. McGrand's starting to already, come in and out a little bit. You good there, McGrand?
Yes.
Cool.
Right on, dude.
I know I'm not one of your favorites, but I'm still in somewhat harmony with you, sir.
Not at all. Cypher, you're my buddy. I have no problem with you, buddy.
Oh, cool. I've made a pretty good joke that you and I are both. How did I put it? We're both balcony buzzards, since I'm on the 7th floor and you're up on about the 9th or 10th floor, I think it is.
I'm gonna beer myself again. Be right back.
Yeah. So anyway, I very early on, when I first, you were first Archangel. It wasn't Archangel. It was Archangel, of course. I got that wrong a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, I mean, some of the videos that you put out were just wonderful. And, I always said, look at this guy, he's pretty cool. He's got it going on. And then, of course, all the kerfluffle occurred and that got weird. But anyway, that's all water under the bridge as far as I'm concerned.
Well, appreciate you remembering that. And,
I do.
I really wanted to check in on the alien stuff.
Sure. Cool. What do you got, man?
Yeah. I think I
bring it.
Aphid, what are you doing over there?
I'm just chilling on a Saturday night.
All right, buddy. So, have you guys seen the Blue Book series?
I have not.
Yeah, it's basically it's an actual government study of UFO encounters. They actually made a series out of it, but it actually exists. Even to the point where the guy who led the thing was a advisor on the Apollo mission later on. But they're out there, dude.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things going on, and we can try and say it's the Russians or the Chinese or whoever else, but these things are like out of this world, and I think that's important to realize, because as soon as you realize that, you can start looking in the right places to answer the questions.
Yeah. So. I read Father John Doe's golden books, but I never heard about these blue books.
Yeah,
that's sobriety stuff, old stuff that I'm no longer sober, but I was very into it at one point. The old golden books of Father John Doe, yes, sir. But let's stay on aliens, not put up with my foolishness.
So I read a couple of Mad Magazine articles.
Yes,
me too. I love Mad.
I'm lying though. I'm trying to sound big over here. I just looked at the cartoon.
Oh, you're a National Lampoon man. I can tell about you.
What did they cover? What did they cover in particular in that blue series of videos? Anything? Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Anna's here.
It was a very scientific, objective research into specific UFO instances. That was a tough one.
Sure.
So it was it was very scientific and very open-minded. So the conclusions were, for the most case, because they got kicked upstairs, perhaps not as objective as
Be right back.
science would require.
Interesting.
Anyway, that was about it. That's about the gist of it.
Cool. I have to look it up. Sounds interesting, man. Yeah,
It
and
was on the History Channel.
I'm sorry. I'm reading some of Total Nutter's comments. I shouldn't be laughing.
no problem at all, man. Yeah.
Well, let's see. I'm actually on 2 devices right now, so I got my computer set up over there, and I can see the comments. But would you gentlemen, I am specific on the phone.
You're watching it on what? Like a big screen? You got cast to your TV over there?
Yeah, that's my monitor. Because one
see.
thing you young folks are going to realize is once you
Young folks, who
past
you
about
talking to?
45 years old, you're going to
Young
start
folks.
needing reading glasses. And one of the ways you can overcome that is to have a wireless keyboard and mouse, and have a TV as a display at a
Oh, yeah.
distance.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I can't stand the
Yeah.
readers, man. I just hate them. They just like, they're just a sign of my limited time left.
So,
And they
so
get
what are you
worse
up
and
to?
worse every day.
Aphid, you know what? I hit the dollar
How about-
store and I get
Cheers,
the one.
Angel Breath.
Yeah, I get those too.
Yeah, I get like the 125s and 150s. But you know what the good
Mhm.
thing is I hear people that are younger than me getting 2.0s and things like that.
Well, you put one of those on, and you're like, holy shit! There's a whole nother layer of the earth that I didn't even know about when you put those.
Yes, I know. It's
Those heavy
scary.
ones on.
It makes me
The
look a
first time I
little
put readers
wiser.
on, the first time I put readers, I looked at the watch to see what time it was, and I saw the hairs, and I was like, oh man, I totally forgot I had hairs on my arm. I just hate the
Once
it's
you
so
put the
frustrating
readers
not being
on,
able to be
once
able
you put the readers on, you will
to
begin
see,
to
man.
shave your
It's just
nose.
So frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So
Anyway.
frustrating.
No, it's not frustrating. It's what it is, dude. We're out here. We're
Nah, I
fucking
get-
survivors. Dude, we're gonna be the fucking tough old
made it.
fuckers out here.
We made it.
Yeah.
I made it to 45. God damn it.
I don't know. Topple is asking a question. I'd say he's pretty lucid. He's making sense. For
Are
the
you
most
drunk? Are you
part.
drunk, my friend?
Well,
Are you drunk?
that's an objective question. I'm a heavy drinker, so
Do you
I may
think?
not
Do
be
you
drunk.
think? Do you think you're drunk? Do you think you're drunk? Would you go drive a car?
No, I wouldn't drive a car right now.
All right.
What are you
Well,
drinking?
gives
Is
us-
that Heineken or
Great
Beck's?
That's
Beck's. Green bottle. I knew it. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm not a big Beck's guy myself.
Well, you know what's really cool is I can watch the YouTube feed on the computer, and it's like I got a 5-second delay. It's impressive.
That's why you're always backed up when you're talking to us because you got a big delay.
No. I shut the volume off to the computer.
Oh,
so-
okay. I feel
I'm
like
with
one
you guys,
time,
man.
one
Sucks.
time before, I think you were on delay though.
No, what it was, I was too far away from the Wi-Fi. I'm on the Wi-Fi right now.
I can have you guys on like a 8-foot screen. I put my screen up. We're gonna watch a movie on the backyard on a projector tonight.
Oh wow!
Awesome.
What movie?
I think we're gonna. My son is really into collecting. I might have told you guys this. He got a VCR and he's into collecting the all the movies. So he just wants, he don't even watch. Well, I shouldn't say that because he does watch them, but he likes to see them on his wall, on a shelf. He's got classic games and stuff.
Cool.
And he found the original Star Wars, like the
Oh man,
like
that's
where
great. That's
yeah, it's on VHS. So we're gonna
great
watch
movie.
that
Yeah.
tonight.
All right.
Hey, Aphid, I've got the original 3-pack VHS.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd be happy to send it. Happy to send it to you if you want.
Oh well, I think he's got it. I think that's what this is. This is actually it was unsealed. It was like the early days of VHS tapes, because it was like a white thicker like sleeve that they went in, and it was just screen printed on there. It wasn't the thinner gauge like beer carton cardboard that they used later on.
I gave away the Lord of the Rings trilogy, package that I had. I regret it now. But
yeah, I got.
Oh well, I could
got
get
that.
another one if I really wanted it. So.
On VHS?
I don't think I got
Cypher?
it on VHS.
It was on. What was it on? Yeah. No.
Tapes?
DVD.
DVD.
Like what was it? Yeah,
DVD.
you open the thing. Yeah.
DVD.
Cool.
I don't think VH. Well, I guess they had it on VHS too, but yeah, it was predominantly a DVD. Copied. Series. That was, I don't know if you guys remember that when the Lord of the Rings came out, but I was dating a woman at the time, and when we went there and went into
I
that,
don't remember you dating her.
Most of
she
these
was
people weren't
fine.
alive.
Let me
when
tell
Lord of
you
the
about
Rings came
that
out.
fine woman. No, not really. But when we went into that theater, it was jam packed, and at the end of the movie, I mean, some people stood up and were just giving it a standing ovation, and I mean everybody was cheering, and I think I even cheered. It was just, the first Lord of the Rings was just out of sight,
Good.
and then the remaining two were fine too, but that first one was a breakthrough. Just like. Matrix, the first Matrix was a breakthrough. The first Star Wars was a breakthrough. I mean, they were all wonderful. Every one of those breakthrough technology movies was special effects movies, just out of sight.
Cypher, I have a question for you. Cypher?
Yes,
Real-
it's me.
Real quick. Mr. Biscuit Vapes.
Hey, this.
Hey guys.
All right, bring him on.
He's on.
There's a
All
delay.
right, Cypher, you remember the first time you saw Platoon?
Oh yeah, incredible. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Scary.
I mean, that's just, yeah.
I saw that in the theater too.
Yeah, who was the sniper main character? I can't remember the names of the actors. I'm starting to lose it here.
Bradley Cooper.
No,
the old sniper, the old
20 years
No.
before that.
Yeah,
Sergeant Barnes.
yeah.
Sergeant Barnes.
And him and the crazy guy who went all nutso on his crack binge in the last 15 years. The two of them had their huge conflation of hatred, and that was incredible. And then of course Willem Dafoe, the good Stone Sergeant.
He's awesome, man. He's awesome.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And all the Platoon was a wonderfully
Oliver
done. I
Stone.
think
That's
yeah,
all Oliver Stone.
yeah, I think that got best movie for that year in the Oscars. I'm pretty sure it did.
Was it Tom Berenger?
Yeah. It did.
Mhm.
It did.
Yeah, he was the guy with the scar on the face.
Berenger.
Yes.
The younger actor I'm thinking of is the son of another famous actor.
Yeah,
who
yeah. I
was
can't-
in what?
Yes.
Charlie Sheen?
I want
Yes.
to say Steves,
Yeah,
but
the
it's that's his
Sheen.
brother.
The Sheen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. I forget
And
who the father
Matt-
is.
Matt Dillon's brother was in it.
Was it?
Father is Martin Sheen.
Corey
Yeah.
Corey Glover,
Yeah.
the lead singer from
Matt Dillon was in there with the shot. He was a shotgun guy.
Corey Glover from Living Color, the lead singer. He was in it. If you happen to
Was
remember
he?
the
I didn't
scene,
know that.
if you happen to remember the scene when
Yeah. and there was
the-
another guy. The
they're loading up the helicopter with wounded guys, and just before that, Corey Glover's in a foxhole and he stabs himself in the leg to fake injury. That's
Was that him? Yeah, I remember
that African American fellow.
He did a
that's
good
cool.
job.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna have to watch that again. I totally
Hey man,
I
how
never
you
knew
doing?
that
That's when he saw the other dude on the fucking stretcher. Hey man, how you doing?
They have the same name. Maybe it wasn't him. I don't know.
Hard to know.
But that's what the name is in the
Without
credits.
Oh,
just
now you-
Googling it and
Now
looking
you,
at it.
you spreading fake news in the pub tonight?
Somebody
Let's look it up. Let's
What's
look
up
it
with
up.
this?
I'm going to verify or deny right now. And let's see. Corey.
Do you know the guy in Terminator 2, the metal guy that he like melts and comes back together? You know that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Michael Patton, the lead singer from now I can't even think of the band.
Holy shit! Are you kidding
Hold
me?
on.
The slender guy.
Come on.
Yeah, dude. I think
God,
it's
He
different.
was a slender guy, right?
Slender
Yeah.
Man.
Slender.
Oh. Wait a second. Is it the same fucking guy or not?
Don't know. My brain's not working that well. I'm glad everybody else is Googling.
Before
Hey,
Living
Vapes.
before Living Color, Corey Glover was an old fashioned New
Hey,
York.
Vapes, could you hear me?
singer. Yeah, that was him.
Huh.
I was right.
Faith No More. Michael Patton's the lead singer of Faith No More.
I'm sorry. Living Color.
I like that band.
Faith No More.
No, and in Living Color.
Yeah, that's him. Corey Glover.
Living Color was awesome. I love the Fire Marshal.
No, not the TV show, the band.
Sidebar's going
I can see how you get
Okay.
confused.
Although that Fire
Right.
Marshal Bill was hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah, it
That
happened.
was
Let me-
brilliant.
Let me tell you something.
Fire Marshal Bill is the man I'm looking for. He was unbelievable.
Yeah, hilarious. Jim
There's a
Carrey.
viral Google
Yep.
search going around. Don't search space movies in 1982. Has anyone seen it?
No.
Whatever
Which
you do,
one?
don't search it. It's rather racist.
Which one?
It tells you not to search on Google for space movies in 1982.
You're just making everybody want to do it, though.
Yeah.
I know, I did it,
And
and
then
it's
you're like,
rather racist.
Don't do it.
It's basically
Whatever you do, don't
gay
Google blue
N-word in
waffles.
space. The movie's called Gay N-word in space.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh God.
That was
Sounds terrible.
I laughed then and I laugh now.
Get me a beer.
Wait, you didn't laugh?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
Wow, that was a good toss, Aphid Lip.
Right. I gotta start that fire up.
You fix it to have a
We're,
little burn pile.
Yeah, we're gonna. Oh, I gotta do a beer box burn. It gets out of control sometimes. But we're gonna do some hot dogs on the fire tonight.
They don't take your recycling like your beer boxes every week at the curb, or is it
I
just
mean-
easier to burn it?
Yeah, I just,
Right, I
It's more
see.
fun to burn. Yeah.
why would I trouble somebody else with that?
Oh, that's cool. I hear you. You gonna roast hot dogs on burning cardboard?
Yeah, burning ink laden
Right.
beer boxes.
It's all right.
No, that's what I get it going. I got a stack of firewood over there. I can grab shit from whenever I want.
Do you put them
But
on?
I gotta-
You put them on a stick and hold it over the fire, like
Hell yeah!
Oh.
And we're gonna watch a 1977 release of Star Wars too.
epic.
No, really, that's awesome.
I've never cooked a hot dog that way in my life.
Yeah. Well, hot dogs are already cooked, so it's not like you got much to worry about. You're just warming it up.
Right.
getting whatever outside coating you desire.
Yeah, I haven't had a hot dog yet in 2021.
Really, you got like
Good for
a
you.
thing going on, or is it just coincidence?
No, I mean, usually 1 or 2 times a year I get a hankering for one on the grill, and that's it.
Well, I'm not going to go.
Buy
Speaking of
hot
hot
dogs.
dogs, I'm not going to go into the dick length issues anymore. But I did post on the
You're a
YouTube
smart man.
side. On the YouTube side, there's a link there, and you guys can.
Steve, you're a smart man.
That's not Steve talking. That's me. Although he may be talking about the other. But yeah, you guys, you can look at that on your own time and space, and get a safe space so that you can take it all in. But I won't talk about it. I'll just post the link, and then you can see reality for what it is. Okay.
By hot dogs, do you mean like pork hot dogs or like the German bratwurst, turkey and chicken hot dogs?
Well,
The boiled hot dogs.
pork hot dogs are technically called wieners. That's an original wiener.
No, I'm afraid we're talking about like Oscar Mayer, which is like round bologna.
I'm not sure what the rest of the world, if they have something, that they have hot dogs.
Yeah. Grundgatz knows it's brat.
That's a budget hot dog.
Get
Here
your
is
bratwurst.
literally a sausage in a bun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a hot dog is something I would have no problem never having again, but they always seem to work their way in, and you end up eating one.
Oh, I love a hot dog with a bit of mustard and ketchup on.
I have some
When I
chili
was,
dogs in the fridge, actually.
Chili dogs pre-assembled? How does that work?
From the cafeteria.
Yeah,
Okay.
What cafeteria?
it's pure survival
The
food.
hospital cafeteria. God dang, you're a curious one, aren't you?
Wow.
What hospital?
The one that my ex-wife works at, my current girlfriend.
Okay.
Hey, my current
I'm
girlfriend.
getting a good picture.
She
Oh, I
brings me
love
all
hospital
sorts of stuff.
cafeterias. The hospital cafeterias are the best.
They are.
I cannot tell you how fucking good the food is in a hospital cafeteria.
I've had plenty of hospital cafeteria food, and
Well, it's not the very best, but that's a nice tout on your part, McGrand.
The hospital food here in UK is shit.
Is it?
Yeah, what they serve to the patients is crap, but what you actually pay for can be good. I've come across some decent hospital cafes.
Oh, it's unbelievable here.
It can be. It can be good. I'll tell you everything that
Yeah.
the fringe, the perks and the
Listen to
benefits
me.
that I get.
If you're ever
from that,
lost,
it's
if you're ever lost and you have $12, you can get the meal of your life in a hospital cafeteria.
I wonder if anyone actually does that, goes just to the hospital for the cafeteria.
I have learned that there is an entire subculture of people who volunteer, at hospitals just so that they can get, the perks of the meals.
hard to believe.
You know about that, McGrand? It's true. It's true. I mean, they can't go out and make money.
No, you don't even have to volunteer. You can just go there.
That too, isn't it? I mean, I don't know about that, but I'll take your word for that.
I've actually had to visit people in hospitals. So I've gone to hospitals and visited people and
They offer you food.
checked out the cafeterias.
Right.
And I'm telling you,
If
a
you-
non-biased, open opinion, it's much better than McDonald's. I got to tell you.
Okay, well that's a low bar to compare it
That's a
to.
nice deal.
Yeah, that's some low grade stuff. I mean, hey, Last Dance.
We had a little bit better from our takeaway today. We had KFC, so that was a little better than
KFC.
That's a little better than McDonald's.
Yeah, but not quite as good as Taco Bell, I'm telling you.
I've never had Taco Bell. They've only just started opening them in UK.
You'll like them, I think. They're way salty, so watch out. I'm sure you've been read the riot act on salty stuff, but
Yeah.
it sure is good stuff. It's tasty.
I got to tell you
Oh
one
my
thing
God.
about the KFC.
If it lives on
The
fire.
KFC,
Hey, but
my
look,
friend.
Don't burn up.
Yuppers.
He's self-immolating.
You got to go for the gravy on the mashed potatoes.
Look at
With
him. He's
KFC,
showing
you
off.
got to get the bucket and you got to get the gravy. Oh,
That's
that
what we
is
had.
awesome.
We had the gravy, the mash.
You got to get some
We had the
gravy. You
gravy
got
and the
to mac
mash,
and
and
cheese.
the southern rice.
Southern rice.
And the biscuits.
Dirty rice.
And the
Dirty
biscuits.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Smokesteve,
We
what
don't
do you
get
think?
biscuits here.
I was just going to ask you, do you ever go, like, I know you are of the vegetable consuming type, so do you go to fast food joints and get, like, the vegetable option sort of thing, or do you just avoid it altogether?
Sometimes it's the most convenient or only thing to do, but it's not something I don't typically go. No.
Like what, a veggie Whopper without the patty, that sort of thing? Fries?
Just whatever they have. You know, Burger King has the Impossible Whopper now.
They do. You're right. I just
But it still wouldn't be my first choice for eating out, anyways.
Right. Only a matter of convenience. That makes sense, man. Yeah.
You know,
If you're a vegetarian, you want to just get your own food. You don't want to depend on anybody else.
I eat out a lot, but
that's the way I would think about it. Why they got garbanzos, some celery. I love cucumbers, carrots, rock. You know, lemons too.
Random.
Not random. We're talking about food.
Oh yeah, carrots, celery, lemons.
I'm over here, huh?
Together, especially a bit of lemon juice on your salad.
I can see that. Yeah. Yeah.
At least we won't get scurvy.
Funny story.
Here.
Funny story today. I bought a new sofa to be delivered today. They delivered the wrong sofa to start with. I phoned them back.
Awesome.
They picked it up, and then they delivered Then they tried delivering the real sofa. They couldn't get it through the door. They took my window off. Couldn't get it through the window. Left me with an open bloody window and no freaking sofa.
And no sofa. Oh no.
That's
So
frustrating.
now my living room looks like a crack den with a couple of mattresses on.
Oh my God.
We are toppled.
You know what?
Hi.
Better than tippled. Hey.
What's going on,
What's up,
Dave?
guys? How y'all
Vaccinated, buddy?
doing? Yeah, I got the
He's not
jab.
vaccinated.
Unfortunately.
I went through that once.
Last
Really?
week,
I thought you weren't going to get vaccinated.
I'm still against it, but I talked to one of my wife's girlfriends. She's a nurse, and she's saying that hospitals might start putting restrictions on non-vaccinated visitors. I got a nephew that's not doing that great, so I'd rather see my nephew.
Johnson and Johnson, or the
Sorry to
first
hear
shot
that,
of
bud.
another?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Moderna,
Yeah.
whatever the hell it is.
Moderna.
I don't know. I feel the microchips getting all over me now.
Yeah, it's
You get used to them
the
after a
nanobots. You've got
couple
to
weeks.
You do realize your phone's the biggest nano chip going.
You got that
I
chippy
know.
look to you.
Did anybody else's balls hurt after getting the shot?
Yeah, well, I had two, and then all three were hurting.
If you're
after
being
that.
serious, no.
No.
Mine
Sure,
doubled. My
is that where they gave you the
size.
injection?
I wish.
I
She's
felt
cute.
I felt like very jittery after the first one. I just
Yes,
had it
me
recently. I felt like a real buzz, like a rush for 24 hours. I was thinking a lot in my sleep. It was really strange.
No, that's the weed, Steve.
There
Oh,
you go.
trust me, I smoke a lot of weed, dude. Never does that. Besides that, my arm hurt, and yeah, that was pretty much it. So, but
Yeah, I haven't heard of that reaction, but people
Nah.
react differently to that stuff.
Aphid, funny.
I also drank a lot the night that I got the vaccination, so I can't judge.
Can't tell. That's how I just say I can't make a judgment.
yeah,
I got wasted, in the next couple of weeks, and I just had the one shot Johnson and Johnson, but I don't think that I had any reaction to it at all, to be honest. But I certainly did have a reaction to my over drinking.
Are we missing somebody?
McGran
Oh,
popped out.
He boogied out.
That's a
He
shame.
might be back.
And I think Aphid Lip has burned himself to ashes now in the fire.
Nah, I already said he's burning the evidence. There's a couple kids messing around him, I bet.
He's got a nice little yard there, I tell you.
He does.
It's pretty.
He does. It's a great. You could hear the birds are chirping back there in the woods, and it's just a great place. Great.
Hey,
place.
you guys got?
What's
cicadas?
wrong with that pool, man?
I just opened the cover today.
Ah, that's what. Okay, well, fair enough.
It actually looks better than it ever did every year. I didn't do nothing special.
No, one of your tricks that you can do with that thing is to fill it to the brim and then vacuum everything to waste. Don't vacuum.
I got a robot vacuum. I don't do any of that extra stuff.
Well,
you just skates along the bottom, vacuuming floor.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Thank you, Cypher.
You're welcome.
What are those propane tanks in the back?
It's for a house generator. We lose power a lot here.
Got to
really?
get some lattice up. You don't want to
Really?
be seeing those from when you're.
What's the general
the
district?
pool.
Not, we don't need to, target you down to where you live, but general district or region.
I'm
where
right
you
outside
would
of Philadelphia. My house, my family house is right outside of Philadelphia.
Really? You would lose
Yeah.
power a lot there? Really?
It's where I live. That's the problem. We're all overhead lines here. And we're
Okay. Yeah. That'll do it.
We're on a small how you say it? There's only about 50 houses on this service.
Substation.
Substation.
Substation. Yeah.
So
You're
when
not a high
everyone else,
priority?
we're not high priority. So
Yeah.
Get high winds over
I'll
there.
be darned. Well, that's that part of the country is not too windy, I don't think, is it? Tom?
you get bad storms here. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
come up. They come up the coast.
Yeah. We get the hurricane. We'll get like a hurricane, not a direct hit on us. We're not by the coast, but we'll get it. We get the floods and the winds, and we're all woods around where I live. So,
Speaking of that, I think that A and B hurricanes were threatening to form this week.
Yeah, I heard
don't know.
that.
I
Boy,
don't know
that's
if they
early.
did. Yeah, it is.
Jesus.
I mean, knowing what I know about risk management and the cost of what those storms are nowadays. I used to just love when I was younger. I go, oh, hurricane's cool. I'd love to get the wind and everything about it was just far out, great stuff. And anymore, it's like, oh shit, here goes the local economy for the next month, and
Right.
I don't like to see hurricanes.
Yeah. Hurricanes not good. They cut
In my head, I wouldn't mind being a storm chaser, but if I were actually there, I'd probably shit myself.
I'm just like you. I'm just like you, Biscuit Vapes. We had not a major hurricane, but a minor hurricane blow through Maryland about 15, 20 years ago, and I just sat out on my deck and watched the wind collectively get more and more forceful, and the sound, it makes a louder and louder sound as it's blowing through the trees. It's pretty exciting. And then at one point, I heard a tremendous snapping sound as a tree split in half, and then I said, "Okay, I'll go inside the house now."
I mean, worst I get here is maybe some thunder and lightning that cracks, that flashes, and then 5 seconds later it makes the big loud sound.
Somebody can Google it, but I'm pretty sure that the UK has the highest incidence of tornadoes in the world.
Maybe
you can Google it, but I swear to God, I read that somewhere.
Just as strong as Mars's dust devils. They're not.
Oh, okay, just not.
They're not strong ones. They're just.
Okay, well,
we get lots of little mini ones that don't even rustle leaves.
Little mincy one, little mincy ball hurricanes. Okay.
I think we've had we might get 4 trees uprooted in the entire country.
Oh my God!
I've always wanted to see a tornado.
They're all baby ones, not big ones.
Yeah, I do want to see a tornado before I die, but not the moment before I die.
Where I've lived here for 11 years on the river, I keep waiting for a water spout to show up, or a tornado, and I'm ready with my video, with my smartphone, and nope, no luck. Been just as well.
I remember in college, the there was a storm coming, and the air raid sirens, which they turn on for tornado warnings, started going off, and everybody ran out of their houses to see the tornado. It did not have the intended effect.
Run out! Run out!
Everyone like, whoa, spectacle! Let's go see.
It's funny. Well, that's funny. Look at the logs on that fire of aphid lip. That's great stuff, aphid lip.
Hey, aphid lip, do you have you ever heard of this thing called recycling for a cardboard?
What's that?
Recycling. You don't have to burn cardboard.
He's not.
Tweet it.
He ain't worried about no recycling.
Recycling for wimps and communists.
I don't know if
I
them
bet you
logs
really
are
have a
actually
fit
going
one.
to catch fire with
Whoa.
that tinder.
Thirsty drunk survived the Xenia, Ohio tornado. That was one of the biggest tornadoes. I think it was like
What about burning my leaves? Are you against that?
a mile wide or something, or 3 miles wide at the base.
You should compost them,
Don't
aphid.
take any shit from him, aphid
I
lip.
compost a lot of shit, but my leaves ain't one of them.
Right.
I got so many leaves, man. I don't think you understand.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, yeah, I suppose with the size of your yard, you know.
They're like down in the woods over here because we couldn't burn them all.
My transfer station or dump has what they call Mount Rushmore. I do about 8 truckloads a year, pickup trucks full of leaves and brush.
Yeah, dude.
A year.
It gets old, so I burn it.
Yeah, it's $20. I don't know. I like it with my kid. I used to do it with my uncle when I was a kid, so I kind of feel like it's a fun thing for the kid to go to the dump. It's stupid,
Right?
but whatever. But
Yeah.
she rakes out the truck and sweeps it out, and it's something to fucking do.
Right.
Something
And
fun.
you burn it at the dump?
No, Mount Rushmore. They
Oh, it's just a big pile.
then they cut it up with a wood chipper, and then they mulch it, and then there's a giant mountain of beautiful black soil that you can take as much as you want for $20 a year. So that soil is loaded with nitrogen. It is super hot.
Deal.
So
Yeah. Good deal.
it's
$20.
cool.
It's not bad.
You know what else is loaded with nitrogen?
What's that?
Urine. Just pee
Urine.
on your grass, it'll be all good.
Plus, I like
Yeah.
to burn shit, and it's easy to start a fire with a bunch of
Yeah.
old beer boxes.
Do you put your ash in your compost?
Yeah, we got 2 different gardens, vegetable gardens.
Do you have a burn barrel or two up there, aphid lip?
You're looking at it. I
No
decided
burn barrel.
No, I just made a big pit so I can just burn it.
Just a
there.
pit, not a barrel. Okay.
We don't
Burn-
we
burn
got
barrel
trash.
is cute.
We got trash we get rid of, but anything they'll burn.
Yeah.
Like Christmas. Well, when we have New Year's, we always burn the Christmas tree because it's like a annual tradition
Oh yeah.
over here because it just goes up.
Got good traditions.
And we take the paper and we wrap up. Everybody brings their fireworks they have
The
left
bodies,
over.
yeah, wrap up the bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From 4th of July, we make the big, huge Christmas paper ball, and the center of it, it's got
Yeah.
tons
All
of
you need
bottle
to do
rockets
is
and
Oh
whipped
yeah.
cream.
I bet there's a lot.
All you gotta do is glue some pine branches on the body, and aphid lip will burn it, thinking it's a Christmas tree.
I mean, if my neighbors don't complain, bring it over.
Just family, or do you have some of your community come?
No,
over?
it's just my friends. My friends.
Yeah, friends. That's what I meant.
If you
Yeah.
start burning bodies, people are going to think you've got a hog roast on.
You're right. Well, because I use the beer boxes to start my charcoal for my fire pit or for my grill. And one box, I cut it into strips and I put it in a little chimney and put the bricks on top of it. And then, it burns, but it smokes real bad.
Yeah.
And I think my neighbors are always pissed about it.
Well,
But I don't give a shit.
well,
It's my
doesn't your
backyard.
neighbors enjoy burning down cities around you too?
Well, not that close.
Yeah,
You're not that close? Okay.
But I tell you,
No.
St. Louis is the murder capital of the United
It
States.
sure is.
I only thought you were
Yeah.
15 minutes out though.
Really? Is it?
No, not more than 15.
Not from St.
15 from
Louis.
15 from St. Louis for sure. Yeah,
I thought
Okay.
but
Chi-Town
downtown St. Louis
was-
is a little further, probably
So did
30.
I.
Hey,
or less.
Topple, have you been to Aphid's house?
Yeah, he has.
No
with
kidding.
Google Maps.
No.
With Google Maps.
I actually don't know.
Oh,
I
okay.
actually, I wasn't part of that group. I only know. Oh, no, I was part of that group,
Hey,
but I didn't take any advantage of
hey.
that. But I
Topple has
follow.
morals.
No, Aphid I follow on Twitter, and I remember reading comments about his situation during the protest. So
Yeah, that dog's. He's got to go collect
It's
his
all right.
dog. Yeah, it's okay. Just he's got to do it.
Are you? Was he close to Ferguson?
that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not far. I'm not far from Ferguson.
Yeah.
I mean, far, like I'm way closer than you guys all are. But is it like
Okay.
if I yell, can Michael Brown's mom hear me?
Is that
No.
where the pants up, don't loot people were?
That's what started it, man. Ferguson. That's where it's at.
Yeah, pants up,
Yeah.
don't loot. That's right.
That's where the infamous what's the kid's name? Kyle Rittenhouser? Is that it?
No.
No.
He is other
That
coach.
was
That was Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Wisconsin.
Recently.
Right. Okay.
Michael Brown was many years ago by
Yeah.
now. When was
Long
that?
time.
I don't know. It's hard to
27.
believe.
It was after. It was
Trayvon
after
Martin.
Trayvon.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
after
for sure.
that. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
after that.
It was a set
That's
that
another one.
He was the one that went into the grocery store and like beat up the guy that
Oh,
owned it
okay. Yeah.
Right.
for some cheap cigars.
Throttled him and threw him up.
And then there was
against the
no video of him getting killed by the cop. But I mean, it was
Right.
like minutes, literally minutes. It was I think 7 minutes before
you
it
know,
happened.
But
And
he
when
was,
I saw like the night that because we were obviously, because I live here, we were everybody. It was like the big deal here, and we were glued to the television the night that the prosecuting attorney came out and gave a speech on what they found with investigating the whole thing. And I was like convinced watching it. I was like, oh my God, with the video of him in that place like 7 minutes earlier and everything. How could anybody think that he was?
both of those cases are
fine.
sore spots. Sore
But
spots.
they did, and they like
So
burned the city.
but he was unarmed. That's the.
I have to.
and they
just
left his
reserve-
body there for 3 hours.
I have to just reserve comment.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that they handled it
My
the perfect way they
comments
could have.
Are not.
But-
liberal
Aphid, do you
comments.
support the cops?
Well, hell yeah. Why wouldn't I support cops?
Just joking.
Well, you have to.
I mean, do I
because
don't
you know-
support- I don't
He
support-
doesn't support cops.
I don't support cops killing people, innocent people, but I mean, it's a tough job. I mean, think about if you're like here in St. Louis, right? It's like when you
Speaking of
cross
cops,
over, when you cross over into St. Louis, like it's a different world. You know what I'm saying? I'm out in the
you
suburbs
can't
where,
fucking see.
I'm from Philadelphia. I know.
yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. So
I live
when
by
these
Baltimore.
cops, when
Grew
these
up in
cops
Chicago.
pull over the same like percentage-wise situation, and there's something bad going on, they have to just expect that that's what's going to be.
It's
There's no easy fix to the situation.
right.
because
Well, that's
they have
called
to keep
racial
their guard
profile.
up.
Yeah, any of you guys see the video of the poor state trooper down in New Mexico who got wasted by the drug dealer felon who just
No.
killed the fucking cop? Sorry, I don't mean to say
No, they
that.
don't.
I'm angry, but
They don't report that on the news, so I don't know.
yeah, well, this video is sick. The cop sees the gun. Some Homeland Security guys with M16s asked the cop to pull this kid over. The kid gets out on the driver's side. The cop's on the passenger side. They walk to the back of the pickup simultaneously. Right when they get behind the bed of the pickup, the guy pulls up a small AR, like carbine-style rifle, and wastes the cop. And he jumps back in the pickup and takes off. The Homeland Security guys come and find the cop's body. They're maybe a couple 100 feet away. For some reason, they didn't back him up because they knew this guy was a felon, armed. But just pull him over for us so we can arrest him is what the request was. Needless to say, the wife of the cop is suing now because he should have been warned that this guy was a violent convicted felon with firearms.
I vaguely remember.
There's protocols. If you're pulling someone over that's been committed of a violent crime, you have to wait till backup gets there.
Yeah, huge mistakes made by the officer. Huge mistakes. He should not have the second he saw that firearm, he should have fucking beat feet, got the fuck away, let the guy stay in the vehicle, wait till other guys get there, get your AR out, or wait till the AR guy gets there.
He saw the firearm?
He shouldn't
saw
pulled
the
him
firearm.
over. He shouldn't pulled him over until there was backup there.
Yeah, really. It was just an abortion of mistakes.
This one is one that I'm not aware of. I was going to say that I was, but I'm not.
But like an hour later, they pitted him, and another state trooper mag dumped his ass to hell, and he's fucking dead. But
That's right. Lied him up.
See, I don't like that.
What he deserves.
I want them to survive and go to jail.
No, not me.
Nah, I want them.
Cost society $1 million.
Well, no, hit them in the lower spine so they're crippled, and then go to jail.
Yeah, okay, well, that's fair.
Yeah, I don't want to pay taxes to, support them.
They let them go anyway. Doesn't matter.
Pays enough taxes, and I'm making.
Speaking of
taxes, we do pay enormous taxes, and all these.
I heard something quite funny the other day that Grand Theft Auto has a better healthcare system than America.
Who?
Grand Theft Auto.
That's hilarious.
Basically, they take 5% of your savings every time you get injured.
That's right. But you always got. Do they have Rejuva packs? Along the way in Grand Theft Auto?
No. Basically, what happens if you get shot by police or if you get critically injured, they take 5% of whatever money you've got in bank.
I'm not interested at all in Grand Theft Auto, but
I was just saying that their medical payment system is a lot fairer.
Yeah, but the taxation angle in Grand Theft Auto is humorous, so we got to give it that.
Dude, that Vice City had a killer soundtrack. And I run so far away. They had that. They had Wang Chung. It was just all 80s.
I used to listen to K Rose all the time. The country radio station. with Vera Lynn and all that lot on it.
Oh, right, because you could change your station in the car. Yeah. That was
oh, man.
I was super into that one game for like 6 months, and I'm like, well, you can only drive around, fuck people up for so long before eventually, it gets a little boring. But
right, yeah,
that's what you do with Call of Duty, and
So my reminds me, my son turned 12, little Aphid Jr. This last week, and I let him play Fortnite for the first time.
Cool.
So I let him graduate to teen games, not mature. He can play mature games with me.
Dude, Call of Duty. So we
play Call of Duty together. Like
Fortnite's at least light-hearted. It's a good first-person shooter for kids.
Yeah, I could see that.
Tapa, how old are your kids? What's your oldest one?
Mine.
It's a girl though, isn't it?
Yeah, she's 9. She plays Roblox.
Tapa.
All right.
My son's 15 and my daughter's 9. She just plays on her iPod Roblox. My son plays every stupid game there. You get to the point you just give up.
You didn't have a struggle with it? Did you have a struggle with it?
Well, when my wife,
fun of me.
My wife in 2011 got him Grand Theft Auto, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Who did? Your wife did?
Yeah, she had no clue or anything.
Yeah.
Well, while I've been sat there, do you know Resident Evil Village?
Yeah. No.
I let my daughter watch me while I play that.
Oh.
Are you gonna play a game on the pub?
So what happened? Tapple? You muted yourself. So did you let him play it? I mean, because in 2011 he had to be like what?
He was
6, 7.
Oh, not 2011. I'm sorry, 2016. Wait. Yeah.
He was 11.
Okay, he was 11. Yeah. But no, we talked. He wasn't able to play the game. Then I go over to my buddy's house. He's over there playing the game with his friends, and I'm like, what's the point?
Right. I hear you, man.
You give up.
I hear you.
But I don't use
But
the Xbox.
my son was down like with policing himself, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna, it's not like I was like holding the belt over his head, being
No,
like,
no,
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 you're
no.
not gonna do that. But I was like, I don't know, I just with watching, the videos I've seen in my life, and how it affected me, and I don't know if playing video games doesn't mesh with you or not,
You
But
made
I
me a
just
better
thought-
driver.
right.
I knew how to countersteer.
You were like awesome in real life cheat codes.
You should be a testimonial. They put you on the box.
Personally, I think that video games have got nothing to do with violence. It's more to do with how you're wired up in the first place.
It's got to
Well,
be, right?
It's video games and music that turns white kids to shoot people. That's what happens.
I don't think so.
That must be
Well,
it.
I mean, I've listened to explicit shit when I was younger. I've played shoot.
What did you listen to?
Younger.
What you listen
I listened to like Linkin Park and.
That's not explicit. That's not crazy.
Well, it's explicit to me and
Marilyn Manson, Slipknot,
My Chemical Romance.
Oh, stop!
Oh,
You're a fanboy?
Pet Shop Boys. Hardcore boy.
that's what you were, Smokesteve? Pet Shop Boy.
Yeah.
You got the poster in your room still?
What was that song? West Side Girls, I think.
Yeah.
I hear them every once in a while. It does make me laugh. That I saw this kid who I thought was this tough MF where I grew up, in kind of inner city, and saw him on the T, and I was like, "What do you listen to, man?" And he's like, "Pet Shop Boys, bro." I was like, "Holy shit, what a fucking fag!" But that's how we talked back then. That was just a period quote for how I used to speak. The Fat Boys, yeah, there's a good one.
So I definitely can tell my son is suffering from learning virtual since the whole pandemic started. Mentally, he's definitely struggling.
Is he in
Whether
school?
that's not now, not right now,
Oh,
and he
really?
doesn't want to go back. He's like petrified of it.
Because you keep scaring him.
No, man, I swear to God, dude, like I don't.
Swear what?
Seriously, man, I wouldn't be like, what my kid learns on his own is, I think, more important to him, as far as like that type of stuff. I don't like try to, scare him or anything like that.
Oh,
Well, it's the entire thing is a learning experience. The problem is that he might be too young to understand that. So, he might not comprehend the situation.
Well, I still stand by the way I looked at it from the beginning. If the kids suffer, we're all suffering, and everybody. This is just a shitty time in life. That it's like the Great Depression, or I mean, it's hopefully it makes them stronger later on in life because of the sacrifices they made.
Well, how long did you hold back from him going to see his friends when it started? How long did you hold back?
Well, he's never really been like a going to friend. He always was able to go down to his friends. They played outside. They played outside. So, and I think if he went inside, I never even asked. I didn't like sit down and be like, son, you're going to go over there and these are your rules. I never did that at all, because he was a kid and I never saw any need to be like that. If he went inside and without a mask on, so be it. I don't think he did though. Cause he's more strict than I am. So I just really don't think, yeah, he is. He really is. And he's old enough to make those decisions on his own. It's not like I got, some YouTube video scaring him on the TV all the time. He's coming up with these decisions on his own.
How old is he?
Just
Well,
CNN, right?
Well, yeah, just CNN. No, I was thinking about that the other day, and I listen and watch definitely more like I tried to do a judge of like percentage-wise and I definitely consume more conservative TV and radio by a long shot. I'd say like 75 to 25%.
Like what?
I listen to a conservative talk radio in the daytime, and I definitely on the weekends watch
What the
in the
fuck
morning.
is a radio?
Are you you're a Howie Carr fan? Howie Carr? Is that what you're telling me?
No, Brian Kilmeade in the morning. He's on from he's that like morning guy on Fox News, but he goes over and does a radio show.
Okay.
Or at least here in St. Louis. for like 2 or 3 hours.
Well, at
And then
least you're
there's
not
like-
listening to Tucker Carlson. That's the lowest.
No,
of
I
the
don't.
low.
He is. He really is. Well, I shouldn't say that. He's just as equal. He's as equal as the lowest of the low on the other side, like with Rachel Maddow. You know, I mean, easily
they're,
just as low.
Were you guys familiar with Jay Severin? Anyone?
I don't know who that is.
no.
He's dead now, but he was a conservative talk show host. Rachel Maddow, absolute nightmare right there.
Yeah, she is horrible, man.
Terrible.
She's,
And then Don Lemon, he is. I can't watch a second of that guy.
He's left. He's leaving.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I heard that the Cuomo brother came out with an apology the other day for something. I don't know what it was for.
Yeah.
the Cuomo, because he advised his pervert brother.
Chris being a dick.
Well, what's wrong with that? Why can't he advise his brother?
It's his brother. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, is that all he did? Seriously?
Well, he
went to the
he
entire
came up with the
campaign.
graph. He came up with the graph.
to extended, support people. Go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
I was going to make a stupid joke. It's dumb. So
Go for it. Don't back off.
he came up with the graph that he said, okay, so which ones did you just verbally, harass, and which ones did you touch? Let's break it down. Butt, boob, whatever. What did you do here? I don't know. It was a dumb joke. I should have held back.
In the mid to
Where's
late
the punchline?
in the mid to late 1980s, when I was out doing trade work, we would plop the radio down, put it on Rush Limbaugh, and laugh our asses off. He was in his prime back then. He could make you laugh so easy back then. I mean, he got more controversial, but way back then he was more of a novelty, and he was hilarious. And then it got more serious. But anyway, that's a story.
I stay away from political news and all that stuff. It's just all brain cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought Rush Limbaugh probably voted Democratic.
You prefer the literal cancer and burning cancer.
It was good for his ratings.
You think he was playing a persona?
Think he's a secret liberal?
Oh, I don't think he was a liberal by any means, but I think that he knew that he would have much more to talk about if a liberal was in government.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've heard it said by some very close people to all of us here that the money is when you go conservative, like especially with social media, you can get more of a base going when you go with the conservative side.
Yeah, there's no big movement that everybody's behind on.
Who knows anymore?
On the other side,
No, I tried to watch some bizarre liberal live show the other night. I was kind of hammered. That would have been last night, actually. I discovered a new drink, by the way. It's a rum sour. Unbelievable.
Oh,
Delicious. Yeah.
Smokesteve.
Yes.
So in your household, is
Yes.
your wife very liberal?
I wouldn't say very liberal. She's center liberal.
Okay. And where do you fall in place?
I'm less liberal than she is, but I wouldn't call myself conservative. I'm very much a free thinker.
If she wasn't on the chat right now, would you answer that question correctly?
Yeah, she knows I think differently from her. And, I crack jokes.
Good point, Topple.
I crack a lot of jokes around.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, I mean, I crack a lot of jokes that you wouldn't have heard in a movie past the early 1970s, if you know what I mean around here. And
I do know.
I just I'm not I don't really give a shit about anything when it comes to that kind of thing. So
That's good.
just have fun, and I believe in freedom for all fucking people, and I don't want any of our rights to be changed or taken away. You know what I'm saying? Who's got the fucking squeaky horn as the text alert?
Topple.
Sorry. I'm a popular person. Popular.
I would have thought yours would have been like a diesel truck, like.
I'm not what.
No. That was Topple's wife. She's watching the show and she was texting him. She's like, "Man, quit lying and tell them that you're a complete liberal and he's just acting tough."
Right.
You're totally lying.
Actually,
Got a Prius in the driveway.
no. Me and my wife were very liberal in our 20s. We were. And then we grew up and saw the real world.
You didn't say you grew up in Seoul. You saw. Okay.
Sorry. Accent.
Right.
But Trump was a weird thing between me and my wife because she hated Trump, but she really hated Hillary. And when Trump became president, she stays away from the news. She gets all her news from her girlfriends, which were a mix. And she would always tell me, oh, he did this. I'm like, he's a dickhead. What do you want? I'm like, but now her friend, the best part is now with Biden being president, these same friends, I'm not hearing anything positive, no negatives. And when I see them, I'm like, how's everything? The orange man's out of office. I'm like, okay, but Biden doing good. Who cares? They know they can't. They can't fight me on any of it.
That's right. That's what I said. That's what I said the last dance at the beginning. I was like, I think that people are going to be less interested and not as divided. I think he was a very divisive president.
Yeah. He was.
I think the worst of it is behind us as far as the divisiveness between your neighbors.
No.
I see a lot of negative on Twitter recently about Biden.
We've had this talk before.
The thing with Trump, man, is the things you saw were the things that everybody talked about, but the amount of laws and regulations, especially doing with business and in the environment and development that he changed were really massive impacts on the country and the economy. And some people would argue negatively on the environment, and some people would say that that's bullshit. So developers, people from his line of work absolutely loved what he did. He made it a lot easier for a lot of people to make money. And Biden is slowly but surely going to undo all of those changes.
Already started.
Yeah. I mean, you could get CFL bulbs when Trump was in office. Those are the mini coil, the compact fluorescent ones. Now those are gone from all the stores, or they're limited, and you're going to only find LEDs. And
are you talking about the spiral glass ones?
Compact fluorescent.
I'm glad those are like good riddance to those, because those.
Excuse me.
Yes. They have mercury in them, and the LEDs don't. But Trump famously said the reason he looked so orange was because of these new light bulbs.
That's why.
Not the makeup he puts on every morning.
Right.
You guys
would
be happy.
When he came out of hospital, he looked considerably paler when he didn't have access to his makeup.
Or his tan in bed.
You guys will be happy to know that back during the 2016 and throughout his administration, I was donating. I probably donated over $500 to the Trump administration, to the campaign administration. But right at the very end there, when things began to escalate beyond what was acceptable in my mind, they have continued to solicit me, both in my emails and in snail mail. And in one of the emails, I finally answered them. I said, President Trump is unelectable. President Trump is unelectable again. You need to have him possibly continue to campaign as Florida Governor DeSantis's vice president, but he is unelectable. And then I sent it. So that's where I stand at this point. He's unelectable, in my opinion, again, because of we're almost at Eugene Ionesco absurdity levels of behavior in terms of how he handled the end of his administration.
Well, he's under criminal investigation now, isn't he?
Oh, it's just
that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't mean anything. He was being civilly investigated. Now he's under criminal investigation.
Who's criminally investigating?
The FBI, I think, is it?
No. There's no.
I will say
all
that
bullshit.
it's completely disgusting with that prosecuting attorney, like the speech she made when she was elected. I mean, it is pretty
Well,
laughable.
I'll go ahead and preemptively say that I would love to see our current Florida Governor DeSantis be the next president. You know, I'll say that.
Let me throw a one interesting and very, very cool thing that DeSantis is doing recently. He's 5 attempts per week of finding a job. Applications, resumes must be sent out for every fucking person who's on unemployment in Florida. In order to collect your next week's check, you've got to prove you're looking for a job.
And I think we have the lowest unemployment in the nation right now. I think Florida does. Everything about Florida is.
You mean they don't already do that?
It's so anti-progressive that it's progressive. You know, it's absurd how effectively he's governing. So I won't tout him any further than that. I'll shut up about him. But
how about that Matt Gaetz guy? He's awesome, right?
Gaetz is good. Yeah, that guy, man. Hey, to answer your question quickly, Biscuit, they put a halt on job search verification for unemployment when
during
COVID.
When COVID,
yeah, got serious.
Same happened here, but we had to do extensive searches for our benefits, job benefits. If you weren't ill or like disabled, then you'd have to do an extensive job search.
Well, what it comes down to,
TVs out.
If somebody's making $500 a week and they can collect 60% of that on unemployment, which is so what's 60% of 500 would be what, like three and change,
like 350, something like that.
300.
Yeah. 3, right? So then you add the extra 300 that the feds are adding on to all unemployment. That puts them 100 plus over their probably salary that they would make if they were making $500 a week. So people just aren't going out for these $15 and $20, $18 an hour jobs.
Even less. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 10 would be 400, so we'd be looking at about $12.50, I guess. Yeah. So.
Yep.
Our minimum wage is a lot less than that. We get.
I was thinking.
We get like eight pounds a week.
You're right.
Not a week. Sorry, an hour.
It's about $10 over here, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. You have a nice equation, Biscuit Base, but you have to suffer for it. You know, you suffer for the payout that you get.
I mean, just going on my bike to town to pick a sofa out from the furniture shop. It was the most harrowing thing that I've done in a long time.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'd locked my bike up and then I had to walk into the shop. And then once I'd got into the shop, I was stood in there for like 5 minutes looking around, and I had to come out because it was too hot and I couldn't stand up any longer. So I had to sit down for like 10 minutes to recuperate.
Yeah. We have a mutual Facebook. Go ahead, excuse me. That was it?
I'm Science is a bitch, that's it.
Yeah, we have in our local district, my sister, myself, some other friends, about 3 or 4 other friends, along with a whole other community of people have a gentleman that's probably a little bit older than you. I think he's in his 50s. He's on dialysis. He's in and out of the hospital pretty regularly. He weighs about I think it's 600 pounds plus, and he's just
more than me, I think.
Yeah, a little bit more than you, I think, and he's just. I mean, no one takes any pleasure in watching his suffering and his difficulties, and there's a point where it becomes a truly disabling issue, and I don't envy you that you have to deal with the issues that you have to deal with.
Let's give it a
he's almost 10 pounds heavier than me.
Yeah. Hey, Based Welshman.
We'll let him.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey, man.
Hey, dude. How you doing?
Not bad, lads. Not bad.
Very good.
That's good. That's good.
I'm 476 pounds.
That's reasonable. Yeah. Could be worse.
I'm overweight, but
Oh no, we've seen your face. You look like you're about a.
You're
You look
emaciated,
like you're
well.
about my weight. You're about a. If you're saying you're overweight, you're not more than 250 pounds. You know.
you haven't seen my waist though. My waist is expanding.
I try to hide my waist as much as possible. Yes,
Yeah.
I understand.
I think I'm 16 and a half stone, but I'm 6'1", like so.
Oh yeah, you're shit. You're three inches taller than me. So 16.5 stone. Let me go do my equations. You guys keep talking.
Yeah, sorry.
Hold on.
Yeah, he's like 200 pounds.
Oh, he's not even fat. He's buff.
Yeah.
Shit.
231 pounds.
231.
Yeah, at 6 foot, 231. He's a bruiser. He ain't buff, but he's a bruiser. Hey, there you go. That's right. You can go out there and hell, you can give those. What do they call the police over there in Great Britain?
Bobbies.
Bobbies. You can get them bobbies. What for?
The bill.
All the bills. All the rosses. All the cops.
Yeah, the filth.
DC plot. Pig.
Roses are an old school favourite. Roses.
Yeah, it's hard to know who's what size around when they're just on cam. Hell, Aphid Lip. I still insist that Aphid Lip could just kick the shit out of me if he wanted to.
He's pretty scary.
I know
lover.
he's a
I'm a
man's
lover.
man.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I know, me too.
He was a skateboarder. Skateboarders could kick ass.
That's
Still,
right.
still. We got big.
Or
big
right
event
also
coming on 2
plus
weeks.
balls.
No, next weekend. Next weekend. In fact, I don't know if I'll be here next. I don't know if it's Saturday or Sunday.
Speaking of which, Aphid, have you ever flipped your skateboard into your nether regions?
Oh yeah, like you land on it, and
Yeah.
it's called a pogo stick.
A pogo
Yeah.
Right, like your foot slips off the nose, but you slam down the tail and pop it right
Yeah.
up into your nuts.
Yeah, or like you ollie
Yeah.
down some stairs and you land on it when it's straight up and down.
Yeah, if you look at a good fails for the week, you'll always see a few of those.
What's the worst injury you ever got from skateboarding?
Skateboarding was not
Bone out of the forearm.
It's been 10 years ago, probably now.
Oh
but
yeah, that's awesome.
I ollied over they call it like a pyramid type thing where it's slanted, then it's flat, and then it's slanted on the other side. And I tried to clear the whole thing, and I hyperextended my leg. It went like
Oh yeah. Oh
backwards.
no, really? Shit.
Fucking
I
hell.
thought it was the bone coming out of the forearm, but
Well, that
I
was
guess-
that wasn't from skateboard. I mean, I've had some serious injuries, but
Yeah.
luckily, knock on wood, none of them from skateboarding.
well, you are lucky.
What's the electric scooters like in America?
The electric, like you have your hand on scooter, or like the skateboard scooter.
Well, I've got a skateboard, electric skateboards, but I was
Oh
on
man,
about.
those are hardcore, dude.
Last dance
Yeah.
disappeared.
I've retired from mine. It goes 33 mile an hour.
Yeah,
I'll
they
show
do.
you.
Those are seriously like I've skateboarded my whole life pretty much, and I could easily get
There you
hurt
are.
on one of those.
Back.
Let's see if I can get a picture of it now.
A picture? We don't have a picture.
Because even if you're going like 20 miles an hour and you hammer that throttle, that skateboard just takes off. It's like a
Oh, yeah.
Tesla. It's like a Tesla skateboard.
I can't get over those one wheels you guys have over there.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
They're in Britain too.
Not these big, massive ones that do like 40, 50 mile an hour.
Well, I don't know if they go 40 or 50 mile an hour.
Yeah, they do. When I watch,
I mean, not like the general public is using these things. I mean,
yeah,
you might have saw some.
I think it's Los Angeles. There's a guy called Dylan Thompson, and they have this thing called LA Skate, and they've got these one wheels like zipping down mountains at like.
Oh yeah,
50
the
mile
one
an hour.
wheels. Oh,
Yeah,
my
but I don't
God,
know
they're
about
crazy.
50, I don't know about.
They're
I think
insane.
you saying 50 mile an hour. I think is what I'm questioning. You
Well,
know.
they say 50, but do
There's
you have
no way.
kilometers?
There's no way they're going
Is it-
down a hill.
Is it
on a one
kilometers an
wheel.
hour then?
No, there's no way that they're going down a hill off road on a one wheel, 50 miles.
No, not off road or on road.
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
We have them on the beach here, and they're just. I said, that's just begging for an injury. Please give me an injury.
All it takes is them to cut out and then like, chunk.
Right, just one bump. That's not supposed to be
some
there.
Of my friends are like into downhilling, and they have like leather pants that they wear and a helmet and everything, and they get on a skateboard like just crazy fast. Go around a turn
on longboards.
There's a whole like crew and there's a whole like Facebook group of people that they bomb like parking garages. They go to parking garages.
Some of the most incredible videos out there on the on YouTube and on the internet are the Nordic skateboarders who are going down these, friggin' 15,000 feet.
Oh yeah,
God, that's beautiful.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That thing is dangerous. Seriously.
Yeah. Whose is that? Oh, that's Based Welshman.
That's Welshman.
Ah, look at that thing. Oh, please give me an injury. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's nasty. That's awesome.
Where's the motors? Are they in the wheels?
I think that whole thing there is a battery.
Dual motors. There's your battery. Your battery's your full length.
Yeah. And there is
a 4 wheels or just 2?
You do have forks, like a handlebars or no?
Yeah, you got your headlights.
No, there's no handlebars. It's just a skateboard.
No.
Yeah, dude, that's the real deal right there. That thing is one bad mambo jambo. I've ridden ones like that.
Last 2 times I ever went to skating rinks, I'd get on the rink, skates and end up just bashing the shit out of my hips. I was like, God, I'm done.
That thing right there, if you don't know what you're doing, will kill you. I swear to God, I'm not even kidding.
Well, I retired. I've retired from it.
Why? You're younger than me. Why are you retiring from that?
I'm 50.
I'd retire too if I was your age.
Yeah. I got it just for the lols, and it was funny, and it is hilarious.
Oh man, that's not a cheap lull that you want for.
That's all anyone does everything for.
It's a £1,300 lol.
Yeah, it is.
But it is sort of like the most powerful motor, direct drive.
Right.
But it's just so dangerous, lads. It really is.
I know, man. I know.
How do you turn it off or slow it down?
Got a little hand controller.
Oh, you use a handheld thing?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's when you're skateboarding on for real, like every muscle in your body is focused in on how fast you're going. But when you're on one of those things, it's just a push of a button. So you don't know how. It's not like a part. When you're regular skateboarding, it's part of your body. You're doing it. When you're on that thing, it's so freakishly scary. Like you could really hurt yourself bad.
I've had them pass me bicycling, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
See them zip by. It's a skateboard. Like how can that? I'm bicycling, and he's zipping right by me.
Right.
So people will use it and they'll get on it and they'll have a bit of fun and then they'll get some speed and they'll take their thumb off the throttle and go to like neutral, and they'll forget which way's forward and which way's back. Yeah, and that 2 second between like doing nothing and thinking, oh, this is great, and they just put on the throttle again. And then what they'll do, they don't realize it's like 3-4 mil. Either side. That's the one way's brake and the other way's accelerate. And I'll say, and they'll just turn around and literally the board will fly, and they'll just like fly backwards. And it's not really. I don't really care about them. I care about the people in front of the board where the board's flying towards them.
Like a rocket.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of them fall when they zip by me. They seem to know what they're doing.
Well, yeah, the people that are used to it. But like the first time you get on the thing.
That's why scooters, I think, are better than skateboards. Yeah,
That's an
I'll
argument
stick
for
to my
another day.
e-bike. It was 20 mile an hour and it's fast enough for me.
Years ago, me and a buddy of mine would take our long boards. We had a long hill that had a crosswalk. We would press the button, run to the top of the hill. When the intersection went red, you could bomb down the whole hill on the crosswalk. We would
So
do
you're
it.
relying on the lights. You're relying on people listening to the lights. You're going for it anyway.
Yeah. So late night we did that, and somebody pulled out of a Walgreens parking lot like shortly after the intersection, which the business was closed. So we assumed the streets were going to be dead, and they pulled right in front of me. And the only thing I could do was just crunch up in a somewhat fetal position, and I fell right on my hip and had a massive bruise and a raspberry on my hip, but it was fine. I was managed to stay tight enough that my head didn't whack against the ground, but I was fucking sore for a long time after that one, man. That was a nasty fall. Scary, man.
I'm gonna go retire back to me my mattress on the floor and watch it from there. My butt's starting to hurt on the office chair.
Yeah, they're quite scary. You know, when you're in those scenarios, it's quite scary, and that you're so vulnerable.
Yeah, they're freaky, man. You can't trust people, like you said, to rely on somebody stopping at a red light at midnight. You know, and we were, you know.
That's the youth in you, isn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Smokesteve, is your tongue really forked?
No.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
What kind of sorcery is this?
Just try to have a mellow, positive, peaceful show sometimes, you know. But
That's right.
sometimes that can be difficult, you know.
Yes, it can.
Trudge on. That's life.
Yep.
We need to get McGrande back here.
You like that?
You're ready.
You like your content?
He took off since I got on.
Tupper wants to scuffle.
No, I just like to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, well, good.
Sidebar has some things to say about what he has had to say.
That's the beauty of the pub. You get all kinds of different views.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It's an interesting cam shot you got there, baseball.
He's about to show the goods.
finally turned it on, and
Let me get it started.
you're building up to that moment. I'm gonna turn it on right when I got it on, focused on my shirt.
Did you baseball? Did you upgrade the internet? I thought you had mentioned that was getting a big upgrade.
Well, I wouldn't say a big upgrade, but yes. Am I clear?
Yeah,
Very.
Okay.
Oh. Sounds good, man. What did you Go ahead, dude.
You gonna come on, Richard? Richard's saying witty things over there on the sidebar.
Council.
So in America,
Richard,
has there been loads of Palestinian protests in America in the last week? Then?
There are
Yes.
a lot in
Yes.
the bigger cities. Yes.
Low?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, at every big city, absolutely.
Yeah, out there in the shitholes. Yeah.
We still got just innocent black children being shot in stockpile and dying every night over here. We don't have no protest.
But by golly, you gotta protect them Palestinians.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, if we want to take the other side of the debate,
have any of you guys
protect them
witnessed?
Jews.
Have any of you guys witnessed in person?
Yes. Yes.
Really? Oh, tell me about it. I want to hear about it.
It wasn't
going on?
violent. It was peaceful. It was in I was doing a job in Philadelphia. What was that? Tuesday. It was during the working hours too. It just looked like a bunch of Antifa people just covering their faces again, just with bullshit. Yeah, I'm serious.
Oh my God. Did you laugh? Did you like roll the window down?
No, I ran away. I was scared. I was not allowed to carry in that city.
Well, what you just described then, what I live streamed a couple of hours ago in Cardiff. The same thing. all lefties with a socialist worker made-up signs, all mass-produced. So they politicized it straight away.
Who's mass producing them?
Oh,
And
it's
all
Soros
Antifa,
generated.
all
you know that.
Antifa types, all Antifa types. So,
Man,
so
I'm
they,
so
they,
glad
they,
I'm
they
so glad we don't have
politicized
that
it
stuff
immediately.
going on out here.
I'll give him a noogie. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just fucking around.
Whoa. Calm
They got
yourself.
hundreds. They got hundreds
No.
of signs
Calm my
that say the
tits.
same thing.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Well, I've
Do
seen
they make
videos
them-
on Twitter too. What's going on in New York and all that. And it's just stupid.
Well, I'm too fucking far erratic to be either far right or far left. So, you just have to, dismiss
friend.
me and
You're
let
friend.
me yeah, that's right. Give me some free reign to, vent, and I'll be happy. I appreciate you guys.
What's going on in New York that you're referencing? Vaccinated.
Oh, me.
There's a lot
There's
going
there's
on.
videos during the
Greg
day of
Chappell.
them clashing and all that, but there was another video that I saw. Now there's no context. It's a bunch of people eating outside because you only can eat outside still, and these people ran up and start spitting on them because they were supposedly Jewish. I don't know.
Oh, God.
It's something's always got to happen here. So
That's terrible.
Richard, don't worry about the attractiveness or unattractiveness. But none of us are lookers. So
speak for yourself.
Yeah, let me comb this one hair.
Wow,
out.
big guy.
Okay, now I'm perfect. Sidewalk closed is here. All right.
Well, I have to admit, Topple may be attractive to his wife. It's true.
Okay. How about this? How you feel? It's not all U.S. people. I was going to ask how you guys feel about the commission for what happened December or for we're called the 6th of
The insurrection.
the insurrection. I was trying to be
Insurrection.
That again? Oh no, I'm not going in. I don't even go in there. You
I'm
guys
for
answer.
it. I'm for it.
Oh, about the oh, okay.
Commission.
Oh,
Commission.
the commission. Yeah, the commission.
I'm against it.
Yeah, fine, whatever.
If you could have both sides investigate, ask questions, I'm all for it. And everything would be up front, like learning who called the National Guard off and all that stuff.
Nancy.
Talk to the
Yeah.
Capitol Police, talking to the Capitol
Yeah.
Police. What
Yeah.
orders did they get? That kind of stuff.
There's no possibility that it would be done in a bipartisan.
As we've seen. So that's the problem.
It's impossible. It's just.
Steven?
No, look at
it would
that.
Yeah, nice.
Steven?
Jesus. How do you get them so long, dude? Jesus. Some guys roll fatties. He rolls longies.
Longies. Well, women prefer both. It's true.
Oh, AFED just got back. How you feel about this commission there, AFED? You for it?
He's
about
the founding
January
member.
6th?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, they should do it, just like they should have done Benghazi.
Well, let's put it to you this way. Benghazi was in a foreign country.
Where people die.
There's a lot to uncover there. Is there as much to uncover at the Capitol as much as just prosecuting the guilty parties? They're right there. Plenty of video.
I think there's a lot of things I would like to know more about. I mean, and Topple has raised a couple of them, but there's just no way that this would be that kind of a commission. It would be, it'll be pre-scripted, and and everyone will stick to the narrative. It'll be
I
mean, that's kind of how Benghazi went too.
You're wasting time.
Exactly.
It'd be like the
It doesn't mean that they shouldn't happen though. Like I don't think Benghazi shouldn't have happened. The committee on it.
Yeah, I mean there was some useful information about.
Right. I mean,
Benghazi.
where do you draw the line of where something should have a committee?
There should be a committee about the 6 states that let COVID people into nursing homes, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah, but I mean, was that ignorance or was that blatant disregard for law?
That was blatant disregard for people's lives.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think people. I'm not saying they did a bang up job over anything.
Oh,
But I'm saying that the ones, you know, it's not like they knew all the what we know now. So it's
Creepy.
easy
No,
to
we
look
didn't.
back and
Oh,
no,
Well,
we did
at
not.
the
It's
beginning, we
easy to make
knew.
Monday morning quarterback and look back and be like, hey, look,
Creepo
the
Cuomo.
places where it started from at the very beginning. And I'm not arguing with you saying that there shouldn't be a commission,
No, but we knew at the
committee, and see what
beginning
happened with
who
that.
were high risk.
Listless Lance
And this went into March, and they just, when you have the health advisor or whoever remove his or her, sorry, wasn't trying to be funny with that. Remove her mom from a nursing home the day before, you know there's issues.
Yeah.
Bastages.
Oh, I agree.
Sorry.
Coots. Bastages.
All right. I
Cuomo.
agree.
But I'm for this. I want it to happen, but
It's a setup anyway. Nothing will happen.
nothing's gonna happen, and everyone's just gonna. If you're on the right, you're gonna point the finger to the left, and the left's gonna point the finger. It's just how it always goes.
I guess so,
Is
but
that
you're
a reason?
making.
Is that a reason for not doing it though? I mean, I just don't know.
No. I'm for
don't
it,
know.
but
I
it's
don't
just the same thing happens over and over again. Nothing comes out of it. Nothing.
Nothing.
I mean, if you're already calling it the insurrection, you've already prejudged everything about it ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Last Dance, I know you have a huge problem. I don't understand why you have a huge problem, but you do have a huge problem with how it's referred to, the terminology that it's
Of
referred
course.
to. Why do you have it? Because by definition, because I looked it up, because I agreed with you more than I do now. And by definition, it does pretty much fit the description of the definition of the word insurrection.
No,
It doesn't fit it in the slightest bit.
Sorry, you're wrong.
Well, do you know what? Have you looked up what the definition of? Do you want me to read it to you?
It's
Of
so you
course
know?
got to
I've
be
seen the definition
organized.
of an
It's got to be
insurrection.
totally
So-
organized for an extended period of time.
What it really means in practice, and in every other instance it's ever been used,
Grasshopper.
is an attempt to overthrow the government. That's the way it's always been used in the past.
That's not the true definition of it, though.
That doesn't matter. It's the way people.
Oh no, I think it does.
Why? Oh, so you're going to use this definition that's never been used before?
Well, I would always go by
Says
the true definition of a word. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to.
Language is very
I'm
important.
not going to get my feelings hurt because some have used the definition of the word in other ways. I'm going to go by the true definition of it.
Sidebar.
And if it
They
fits
didn't
the definition, then it is what it is.
No.
They didn't bring many. They didn't bring many weapons with them, considering there's
I mean,
plenty of
none of
weapons
that
in America.
has anything to do with the definition of the term.
It's a goof.
And it seems like you use it, and you put the trademark behind it when you use it, and you're so like if somebody on the other side, like, because it gets such compared to with Black Lives Matter and these riots that happened last summer. If somebody wants to wrongfully wrongfully use the terms to describe that event, I'm not going to care because they did wrong. Not the Black Lives Matter people, but the people that burned down the buildings, obviously. The people that are rioting and doing wrong, breaking the law. I'm not going to care. I'm not going to have personal feelings for those people.
You are at war with George Orwell now. He understood how important language was.
Double speak.
The true language, the definition of words, not like the intended what you think of what people feel the word means. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Here's the problem. Whenever we bring up the left's actions for the entire year before that, you say diversion, diversion, diversion. But for an entire year, look at what happened throughout the cities of the United States. That was insurrection.
I'm disgusted by it.
It's not. None of that is an insurrection. None of that is an insurrection.
Oh, that was an absolute open revolt against.
Yeah, I mean, it was a riot.
Government.
It was a break into the Capitol. That bothers me a lot. The Capitol is a special place, so.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's not okay.
We're mixing events here. Okay.
No, but let's just go with there's multiple definitions, but this one includes the U.S. Code result. Yeah. So the crime of inciting or engaging in such revolt, whoever which the act or instance of revolt, especially violently against civil or political authority or against an established government. The crime of inciting or engaging in such revolt, whosoever sets foot, assists, or engages in
Yeah.
any rebellion or against the authority of the United States shall be fined not more than $10,000 or imprisoned for not more than 10 years.
I Googled it
hold
too.
on, hold on.
and-
Smokesteve, it's his show. Smokesteve, do you think that the January 6th fits that description you just read? And if not, why does it not?
It's marginal. I would say it's marginal because there was violence, but there was also non-violence.
It is not an armed rebellion.
Yeah, but
You
you
know,
don't have to
they
call
were-
those
they were
non-violent
armed,
people
you know.
insurrectionists, but the ones that were
Of all the-
violent, wouldn't you
of
call
all
them
the
insurrectionists?
Take
all
loads of
30
guns,
of them?
you know.
Oh my God. There were at least 20 or
30.
30 that might have been armed.
Really? So there's
My
It wasn't a
only
God.
20 or
revolt, and
30.
it wasn't a
Wow.
rebellion.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
20 or 30.
Yeah. At most.
How many guns you
if
got in
that many.
America? How many guns you got in
that many.
America? There was 20, 30 guns there. Woo.
There were no guns. What? Where? Show me
Nobody- nobody-
something that says there was-
I'm sorry, but maybe I missed it, but I didn't hear where Smokesteve just listed anything about firearms.
Well, I'm
No.
looking at
Oh,
the
sorry.
dictionary
Did
you
definition, and it
maybe I missed
says
it.
specifically the armed resistance of a number of persons to the power of the state, incipient or limited rebellion. And I don't see anything like that in what happened in January 6th. You know, I really don't.
When has someone
You
breaking
guys, I
into
don't
the
know,
government?
do you cipher this and Last Dance? Do you guys agree with the actions that they took towards the ones that were the worst? Do you
That is
agree
not
with
relevant to the
Okay.
discussion
Well, why?
of whether
Why is it
it's
not
labeled
relevant?
Delineate who
an
the
insurrection.
worst,
Why are
the
you guys
worst
standing up for
were.
those people? Why are you guys
I'm not.
standing up for those people?
Delineate who the worst were and how many there were.
Let's say the 20 or 30. Let's just
Okay.
go with your argument. The 20 or
Okay.
30 you just described.
Yeah.
Do you agree with their actions on January 6th? Do you think that they
No,
did?
and 20 or 30
So
people
why are you
doesn't
trying to
e-
defend them?
they don't equal an insurrection.
I'm not trying to
using
defend them, and nor
you're
did I ever
using
try to defend them.
insurrection to describe 20 or 30 mentally ill malcontents, and that's just not gonna fly, you know. And all the narrative of all the mass media can pretend that that's going to be how they do this, and it's still not gonna fly because an entire 50%.
I don't understand what the mass media has to do with.
Can
with
I
what's
ask-
happening.
Then you're not understanding much, to be frank.
Can
You
I
know,
ask you guys a question? Like, when I saw the footage, I was definitely shocked. Were you guys shocked? I thought it was pretty shocking.
I was definitely shocked. I was,
not
but I was
more-
most shocked by the assaults on the police officers. That was most shocking, and that still makes me
Well,
very angry.
I'm going. I have to go. I'm sorry, but I do have to go on the weighting of the evidence, and I know what I saw from whenever George Floyd got his neck knelt on by the fucking asshole, you know, till you
Derek
know.
Chauvin.
Yeah, until all the way until the election, I saw absolute, you know, rebellion against the United States by select, you know, swaths of the American populace. I saw cities burning. I saw people screamed and shouted at and assaulted. I saw businesses looted. I saw, you know, burnings and burnings and burnings. And you cannot say that one day of watching 20 or 30 mentally ill assholes along with a you know, an actual, what's the right word, a peaceful rally occur, and you can't conflate that with what I saw from April or March, whenever it was the assholes did their thing with Floyd. You can't conflate that with a year's worth of, you know.
How many days in Portland? How many days in Portland was there rising?
Yeah, I mean,
Every day.
I mean, you
Yeah,
just.
I think it was like
can't
200.
And I don't hear anybody calling any of that insurrection. And yet that's exactly what it is. It's complete. I mean, they may as well be the Confederacy, you know, the what do they call that? the States of the Confederacy. I forget what it is. It's been so long ago, you know. But
So,
I mean,
sorry.
I'm sorry if it lets her get
I'll admit
so
to you,
passionate.
George.
But if I wasn't so
I'll
under the
admit to you,
influence, I'd
Cypher,
stop.
I'm not gonna
that
stand up for those guys.
when I see those people doing what you just described, I call them felons. I call
Yeah.
them criminals.
Right,
And I think they should be prosecuted to the utmost
right,
degree. The
Exactly.
same with the people who did that to the Capitol.
Right.
right.
Absolutely.
I agree. Well,
They-
they're being prosecuted at the Capitol, so I'm
I-
happy with that.
I would distinguish
I'm
between
happy with the
the
prosecutions.
people that broke into the Capitol, you know, which I think is
Yeah,
serious, but
big difference.
not nearly as serious as those that were outside assaulting the
Because-
police officers.
Because if I was there and I you know, if that was like if I was American, you know, I'm a British patriot, so if I was American patriot, I would see myself there, and I wish you would have been live streaming like I do in the UK. I wouldn't have gone in the building. I would never have gone in the building.
Yeah, that's a smart thing to say, and you're very much
Those
on the
20
right side for that.
Because you know, for multiple reasons, my age, you know, you think a bit more, and I know the end result would be you're in the shit, big time.
Oh yeah.
But I'm much angrier at the people that, you know, beat the police with flagpoles and
Right.
Right back.
the one guy that threw the fire extinguisher that bounced off the cop's helmet. I mean,
Now, Tom,
that's serious crime there.
arrest
Yeah.
Trump over there. You dispute the fire extinguisher story, right?
The guy that was
No,
killed
no,
was
no,
not hit
no.
with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah,
Apparently.
killed-
Apparently he wasn't even killed.
he died
Yeah.
from natural causes.
He
Fake
died.
news.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
The one
he
that
got
died was
he got hit in the head and then died.
No,
from
no,
natural
he
causes.
didn't.
No. He
No,
was
he
getting
didn't get hit
hit.
in the head.
See, fake
did,
news,
yeah.
Steve. Fake news,
Yeah.
Steve.
It was 24 hours later he died of natural causes, but he, like you said, he wasn't the person hit on the head.
No.
It wasn't bear spray either.
No,
This
he
is
did
what
get
I
bear-
keep
he did-
hearing.
He
This is
did
what I
get bear. He did get sprayed with bear spray.
Not bear spray.
Well, whatever spray he got sprayed with. I
Mace.
don't know. if it's Bear spray.
They,
Well,
they carry
I don't see if
mace
there's a big
themselves.
difference. Well,
What's
he
that?
still sprayed. He was
The
still
cops
sprayed with
spray
mace.
other people. It's something that's part of the job. I doubt that really is something that killed them.
And that's why I laughed about the article that you
Well, I mean,
posted,
maybe he had
Fed,
a weak,
or that
weak heart.
tweet.
Maybe he had a weak heart, and it's too much for him.
Like,
Apparently, with something.
Well, you mean that open-ended letter that was unsigned?
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, there's no proof that was not.
Well, no.
from
It
Capitol
could have been.
Police.
It could have been somebody that worked for the Capitol Police. But if you're that soft, I'm sorry, you're in the wrong job.
Well, I mean, that soft or that concerned that
Soft.
people
If
won't
you-
stand up for you.
If
Well,
you're
that-
Just-
That's
mentally,
under-equipped. for Christ's sake.
those were just partisans using, the shield of the Capitol Police to
Yeah.
make a statement on partisan behalf.
I mean,
if you can't handle that, you shouldn't be a cop.
that's
What
not
happened
necessarily
that
true.
day?
I think the Capitol Police were overwhelmed. They did a poor job in many instances, and in other instances they were just outnumbered. And that is something that needs to be investigated.
I think there was
just set
reasons why there wasn't enough people there to
It was
protect the
just
Capitol.
set
Me
up.
too. That's why I want the commission.
I would like a
Right.
honest commission,
but
but not one that's
Yeah,
prejudged.
nothing's gonna
I'm with
happen
you,
then.
Last Dance. I
Yeah,
want
but
to
from the
honest, but
beginning-
it's not going to be honest.
No.
From the beginning, Kevin McCarthy was like, we want a 50-50 split here. And they got that. And he still was like, no, I'm not doing it, I mean, if you're not going to have any form of working with the other side, then you shouldn't probably be in politics as far as I'm concerned.
It's going to be like the 9/11 Commission. It's just going to be a whitewash.
Well, they just recently, the Democrats accepted a thing from the Republicans regarding the commission that evidence would only be allowed in if it was okayed by both sides, so it doesn't have to be one-sided evidence. So
And-
hopefully,
Well, we would never get nowhere then because they'll both deny each other. So
possibly.
I mean, I don't think any of those reasons are a reason to not try at all.
No, I agree. why not just see if you can figure it out? I mean, all the commissions through time have been biased. The Warren Commission wanted to convict Lee Harvey Oswald. They focused on him as the single shooter on JFK. The 9/11 Commission, there's been a few commissions over the years that pretty much seem to have their focus on one result, one aspect, and that's kind of what it becomes. It's probably going to be what this one is. But I agree that
with the two-party system.
Well, the good news is that almost everybody is alive, available to be interviewed, and so there's a lot of information that's available to be gathered. That is a plus for sure.
What I'm saying is, like with Benghazi. It was definitely one-sided, just like you're explaining that this is going to be what's on the other foot. And exactly. I think that there was good and awareness raised by that commission with the general public to realize that something did not square away. I mean, I think it was probably one of the main reasons why we didn't have Hillary Clinton as our president. And so to say that this commission couldn't do the same in the future, I think is short-sighted and showing hypocrisy.
Oh,
that's my statement on that.
Things are so much worse partisan-wise than they were in 2016, 2020, whenever it's amazing.
That's why I'm surprised that you don't support in any way having this commission go through, and that you think it's a good idea that they don't do it.
Oh, I'm not voting for Trump next. I'm going for Gabrielle Tushy.
Who?
Gabrielle Tushy? I think that's her name. Oh, she looks good.
Tulsi.
Tulsi, whatever. She
got it backwards.
Tushy.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Is that how it goes? I got to
she's a good porn star. He's a good porn star.
Is that what? Oh,
Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah,
she's the one that got. She's the one that got shot at the.
No.
That's Gabrielle Giffords.
Gifford, yeah.
You can see the confusion.
Tulsi Gabbard. She from Hawaii, the senator from Hawaii.
Yeah, she's the Hawaii. Yeah.
She's a Democrat from Hawaii, but she's a Iraq War veteran.
She's a bit of a rebel when it comes to a Democrat.
Right. She's not popular amongst the Democrats.
I tried to write dickish,
she just got shit.
Let me.
She's got to be likable, then, isn't she?
She tweeted something yesterday. It really pissed off the liberals. I forget what it was.
I like her even more.
Florida governor will get it. He's going to get it. I'll make the prediction. I'm not going to bet any money. If took my money last time, I'm not betting any more money.
MSM is just going to paint him as another Trump, and you're going to have the next wave of.
No, they'll try, but
and then you're going to have ballot voting and all that fun stuff.
He's pretty smooth, man. He's an attorney. He's a friggin' attorney who was, he's not a SEAL, but he was.
They'll dig up when he went to high school prom and he fucked some tramp up the arse. And the next thing you know, the libtards will be losing their shit over and going, hey, patriarchy, rapist.
Even if it didn't happen, they'll find someone to make it up.
DeSantis spent the whole week in sophomore year in high school, blackface, the whole week. So somebody's going to have a picture of that.
You can't have that.
Right. Well,
so if it's okay for Justin Trudeau, it's okay for everyone.
Yeah. Trudeau he used some like shoe polish or something. That shit was dark, dude.
He's offending both the African Americans and the Indians. His silliness.
He done blackface 3 times, and he did that Indian thing.
Oh man, he's something else.
And a dance. He did a dance with the Indian dress.
Oh, they're just silly as can be sometimes. But, that's what comes with being free and unencumbered of, vicissitudes.
Right.
Them fucking vicissitudes that'll do you see.
Can I throw a little a subject change? And it's nothing to do with America.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so
go ahead.
you all would have heard of the biggest sort of news corporation in the world. Well, when I say the biggest, might not be the correct thing, but like the most trusted, the BBC. Okay, so the BBC recently has had another load of stuff that has come to light. I don't know if you know about this, lads. I'll try and get through it quick. But what Princess Diana, that she did an interview with Panorama before she died.
Martin
And
Bashir.
Martin Bashir, he
Yeah.
made fake bank accounts up, or he got a forger to make fake documents up to show to Diana that her close staff were taking payments off like the MI5 or anyway, to put doubt into her brain about who she can trust.
Why?
So
I heard about the fact that there was misrepresentation, but you're filling us in now. But go ahead.
yeah. So what happened then is so basically her close bodyguards were working against her. Right, that's what the documents, and there was bank documents as well as the documents. So Martin Bashir done a big fucking trick, right? And she then gave him this exclusive interview, which obviously then went. This went right to the top. It's just a huge thing. So the interview was done. If we found out that this was all fucking bullshit. Right, this was all hushed by the BBC. They sacked him, right? Then they re-employed him in 2016. Okay, they re-employed him after what they found out, not what we found out. After what they found out, they re-employed him, right? And now it's all just come out to the public what has actually gone on, and this is from an organisation that covered up Jimmy Savile for decades.
Yes,
He's the most prolific paedophile in the UK.
Yeah.
He also covered up Ralph Harris. Right? He was a pedo too. They also covered up Stuart Hall. All right. And this is the organisation. If you want to Google Gill Sculpture, BBC, London, the sculpture outside the BBC headquarters is from a sculpture called Gill. David Gill, I think his name is, and all his sculptures around the UK have been taken down or covered up, but outside the BBC, it's up. And this sculpture called Gill fucked his daughters and also fucked his family dog, and we know this because he wrote it in his diaries, and they read it when he died.
What?
So
he did?
And the BBC have still got that sculpture outside their headquarters to this day. And so the BBC have now been hit with this recently now.
You could add a sculpture of a dog running away.
I want, this defund the police. I want to defund the BBC.
I got a great laugh out of Cup of Tea Sidebar. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is the sexiest one if you fancy inbred goblins.
That's Base Welshman, that is unusually bad for press.
Yeah, Based Welshman has some great juicy stuff there.
Yeah. These are all factual things that they knew about Jimmy Savile. They knew about Jimmy for decades. Yeah. Everyone knew about Jimmy. If you Google Johnny Rotten, Jimmy Savile, he actually gave an interview once and actually said everyone knows what Jimmy Savile's up to. And she goes, and she goes, we all know what Jimmy's doing. Right, and he was taken off Radio 1 for over a decade for that. It's all now out.
Well, didn't the Savile producers know what he was up to? They used to joke that the real name of the show should be. It was like Jim will fix it, but the real name should have been Jim will fuck him.
Yeah,
so
that's true, man.
Let me ask you this, Base Welshman. Martin Bashir, is he still alive? How does he answer?
Yeah, Martin Bashir he's just left the BBC on the sick, of course. The old classic this time.
Oh, sick. So he doesn't have to answer any of these things?
Gutter slime journalism, the worst of the worst. And the BBC knew it because they caught him out and they sacked him and then they re-employed him like 10 years later. Fucking sick.
Well, you got to remember, this was the interview when he asked her about Camilla Parker Bowles and finding out about the relationship with Charles. And that's when Diana famously said, well, that's when I learned there were 3 people in this marriage. That was like a bomb. And he fucking conned that out of her, dude. I mean, you want to talk about a mark? Boom, there's your mark. Princess
That's
Diana.
BBC Panorama.
Yeah, I'm not the mark.
BBC
He's-
Panorama,
she's the
that,
mark.
you know,
that was like-
supposed to be the most truthful journalistic program going. Panorama. They're supposed to expose all this shit. They set the fucking thing up. They done it with Tommy Robinson as well. There's a thing called Panodrama, where he done undercover mics and everything, and he actually went undercover on Panodrama and caught them out. They've
Last
got loads of cases against them.
I've decided I need to send you some Xenadrine, but I need to send you some blood pressure medication to counteract it. We're going to get you lively, man. You're going to be up and going, soon. I promise.
But yeah, I want to defund the BBC, and I understand the BBC around the world is seen as a real vital source. But let me tell you, for news, they are so biased. They are anti-white and anti-British. They are a disgrace to the nation.
Hostages.
And the
That's
funny
just
thing
the
is,
news.
Walshy, they get these ultra British,
Yeah.
ultra British.
Aphid Lip is tonguing his dog. That is really bizarre.
What?
Oh,
You
come on.
bastard.
She's sweet. What do you want me to say?
All right,
I was
sorry.
just going to say the BBC gets these ultra British like newscasters that have these perfect British accents, and they're often white, but obviously,
I
Not
got
anymore. Honestly, that not anymore. For the last couple of years now, the BBC has got about a 35% for BAME or minorities now in the UK.
okay.
It's about 35% of all programs has BAME presenters in it now. Honestly.
That doesn't bother me as much as the fact that they're if you say so, they're bastardizing the news and giving a one-sided opinion of it.
Well,
Being
honestly, it's just like all like question time has been destroyed, because if there was a panel of 5, it would always be 3-2 or 4-1, and it would always be like liberals to conservative. So
Yeah, that sucks, man.
every month it would be basically the same,
I got the majority here in the United States. The liberals do. So
Yep.
we're hearing a lot from those folk lately.
Now, what do you fellas think about all these, the progressive or liberal side pushing for easier path to voting?
Well, I certainly think that anybody who's eligible to vote should vote, and there should not be impediments in their way.
ID?
Well, I don't understand why ID is such a controversial issue. I think you don't want people who are not eligible to vote, and you also definitely want people who are eligible to vote without having to jump through a lot of hoops. So I don't know what the easiest way to do it is, but ID. I mean, who doesn't have ID? Some
That's
people.
correct.
But
Well,
the six states that need photo ID, I've been told are supplying it for free. So there's no restrictions from there. And unlike Joe Biden, who thinks that Latinos and Black Americans from urban places or inner city places and don't know how to use the computer.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sort of going back to the BBC thing real quickly. I got tired of watching, in the mornings, and if I watch news shows throughout the day, it's usually the business, either CNBC business, Fox business. And what happened is I got tired of those two and I started watching Bloomberg business. And Bloomberg uses a lot of British people, and they use other European, and then, depending on the time zone, at the time of day, they'll use, Pacific Rim, people. And it's a strange phenomenon to watch the cultural diversity. I mean, the collegiate sequence that I'm in is all about multiculturalism, all about globalism, all about diversity. And it's an odd phenomenon to watch. I'll leave it at that without making any definitive statements about it. But, the criticisms of the BBC in particular are a little bit different than what I'm talking about. But media is, especially on the business channels, is very interesting. I don't like the narrative on the straight up Fox, straight up MSNBC, straight up NBC. I don't like any of that anymore. But the business shows are a little bit different. You know, they're different. But I'll
Well-
return you to your normally, normal channels now.
Let me throw one more thing on the BBC recently. What they decided to do. Last night's The Proms is a very famous in the UK.
Oh, there he goes
Where
again.
the Albert House, where they'll
There he goes.
have the last night of The Proms, and we'll all sing along.
Yeah.
And obviously we couldn't do it with COVID. And what they wanted to do this year, they wanted to do it, but they didn't want the professional singers to sing it, right? And this was the BBC, because they said it for COVID. And it's so ridiculous because there wasn't even an audience there. They could have done this like privately in little fucking booths, right? But no, they wanted to degrade it. They wanted to degrade the nation again by just saying, no, we're not going to have any, God Save the Queen, and we're not going to have any, vocals at all.
Did you say something about booze or boobs? Did I hear something? No? Okay. Well, I was just interested. I hoped so.
Interesting, man. Yeah, what are you guys on this similar sort of a conversation? This new phenomenon that some people call cancel culture and other people call normal, like Aphid Lip. What do you think about cancel culture? You love it, right? You're all about it.
It's a complete cancer in society. It's a disgrace.
The left calls it consequence culture.
Yeah, I mean, like Gina Serrano or Carano, I'm not sure how to say that hottie's name, but she didn't do anything wrong. Give me a fucking break, man. And it's just crazy that people like that are getting canceled.
Sorry.
I mean, look at our boy Drone Tech on Twitter. Fucking canceled, dude. Fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He's one of the nicest guys around.
Yeah, he is. He's the nice guy.
It hits people on the left too.
That's what I was just going to say. The left has been spanked on it as well. Sorry.
There was a woman who she's a reporter for. She was a reporter for one of the networks, and when she was a student, she posted, she went to pro-Palestinian rallies and all that stuff, and she posted a lot of pro-Palestinian stuff. That was when she was a student in college. Now she's a adult and a reporter, and they fired her because someone brought it to their attention. That's insane. It's insane. Why can't you have...
This is what the left are promoting. This is what the left want.
True.
Well, actually, that would be opposite. That would be the right canceling the left.
Well, it goes both ways.
Pro-Palestinian is left, in my opinion.
This is not performed by the right traditionally. This is something that the left has developed, and they've accelerated. They've accelerated it, and now it's biting their own ass, which it naturally would do. It's not like it's being pushed from the right so much. It's just going to naturally bite their own ass because
they've normalized it.
The left is so demented that even if they are a lefty comrade, they'll still put them in the fire.
Well, they started getting away with it back in the 80s and 90s, the 90s in particular, the left, and it has accelerated. They've become more and more emboldened about being able to carry narrative and dogma through arguments and just insist on the narrative and the dogma and ignore the facts. And I mean, I can't say that I believe that the right has been mirroring that, but the right is beginning to mirror it, and it's sort of bizarre to have the blowback that's starting to occur. And mostly the conservatives, in my opinion, and I could easily be wrong, you guys correct me if you think so, is that conservatives are the parents of the children who the left is trying to indoctrinate. And the parents now of these elementary school and nursery school children aren't putting up with it. That's the vodka talking. They aren't putting up with it. You're having little children who are 4 or 5 years away from ever even having a sexual sensation in their lower extremities, and they're having people talk to them about all these different, multisexual, LBGQ2, whatever.
Cultural Marxism.
Yeah, I mean, it's and they're beginning to try to indoctrinate them before they're ever anywhere near sexual activity.
In Wales, they've just passed law in Wales that parents in Wales cannot opt out of relationship, sex, and education. And what has just passed, I've seen the documents. It's on my channel. It's about 6 months ago. They show Nutella, a jar of open Nutella, and a peeled banana is the illustration for anal sex. So they put like a banana that has Nutella stains on it.
You have to throw my bananas out now.
And that's for 10-year-olds.
Well, oh, no. Well, what can you say?
Well, is this racist?
I'm
Hey,
Oh, of course.
Mr. Tally me banana.
When I was in 7th grade in shop, if somebody did that on their arm and I looked at it, that meant they got to knock the shit out of my arm. That
Exactly.
you remember that? I mean, you're a much younger man than I am, but that is what it meant back then.
We did it under our waist. If you did that, you get ball smacked.
Yeah, there was
Ball
a word
smack?
for it.
That's
What was it, like flinch or something like that?
I think it was flinch.
Yeah, flinch.
Made you flinch or made you look or something like that, right?
I think
Yeah.
AFAB
Problem
was
was
the
I
king
was
of
a
that game.
midget.
I hated that.
I was a midget in fucking machine shop class, man. And I wouldn't have been.
When you guys saw a Volkswagen Beetle, did you punch your friend in the arm and say "punch buggy"?
Punch button yellow, no punch back.
Never heard of that one.
That's what we would do.
We did, but we didn't call it punch.
How about
buggy?
How about
Punch
the punk
buggy.
test where you took an eraser and if you weren't willing to run an eraser up and down your wrist sideways or lengthwise, then you were a punk? We had I was in like 3rd or 4th grade and we had 6th graders, making us do that. You're a punk if you don't do that. And you can't really see them unless I just act like an idiot and pose like a moron for you. But I have a lengthwise one over here and an up and down one here where I'm not a punk. I'll take the punk test. And I would just rub the eraser on my skin until it bled.
Bloody knuckles.
Bloody
knuckles.
What?
You remember bloody knuckles? You take a quarter, you put your fist down on the table, and everyone would slide the quarter until you bled.
Nope.
That's not how
Didn't
I
have
played
that
it.
Oh.
We had a
different, huh?
I think if I remember correctly, there was one deck of cards, 52 cards, and you put your 2 fists out, and the other person would try to hit your fist with the entire deck of cards. If they missed, you got the deck.
I remember that vaguely.
And there was a girl. She was amazing at it. Our knuckles would literally, all the guys, she was so fucking fast.
Yeah.
She would just cut your knuckles apart, dude.
You were going easy on her. That's all it was.
Did you guys ever do the thing where you put your hands out and then someone puts your hands on top and then you try and slap them real quick?
Yeah, I did that. No, the bottom person is like this.
Oh, bottom person's like that. That's right.
That's the slapper.
And you got to slap. Yep.
Slap. Remember?
And if you miss, then it's your turn to be.
Exactly.
The wet willies were
Slap
just
on.
gross. They weren't rough. They were just gross.
Yeah, the wet willy was disgusting. I mean, now in the day of COVID, it's like you're inserting COVID into someone's ear.
It's so funny, all the things we did as kids, like circle jerks and all that.
Right.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't think we did that.
I don't recall that.
No.
Steve did. He just
We
said
wouldn't
right.
go any further than lighting farts, so that was it.
Yeah, never was a part of one of those things.
Smart man.
When do you lads do your census, lads?
What?
Your census, the census you do?
Yeah.
When did we come to our
every
senses? I
10
don't
years on the zero.
On the zero, right. We just did
Oh,
ours.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we
That's-
did ours a couple of months ago.
That's just fine as can be, aphid-lipped and birds back there. I'll tell you.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
Nice.
It's part of the show, you know. Great
I
stuff.
got gunshots going on outside by me, so
That's a mockingbird, I think.
No?
Could be.
I hear maybe a cardinal,
Cardinal? Is that what it
Yeah.
is?
Yeah.
maybe a
There's probably
Carolina
still
wren.
Because
We had
what,
this
what,
conversation a week or two ago.
Plenty,
Yeah, it's
plenty of
cardinal.
cardinals.
That's
That's our
cardinal.
state bird. It's cardinal.
State bird.
Hey, did you figure out your issue with the crows versus the barn owl?
I mean, we're just letting them go since you told us that the crows are just warning everybody else that the owl's there.
Yeah.
So what do you want me to do? I mean, my only option is to scare off the crows, you know.
Did we interrupt you, Topple?
Oh, he's muted.
You're muted. I don't know if you know that, but you're muted.
what's up?
I thought we interrupted you, but I guess you were muted, actually.
No, I just said there's gunshots going on here. He's got birds.
What do you live near a shooting range?
No.
He lives near Philly.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Steve, you know a lot about birds.
Yeah,
I was
Oh, yeah, there it is.
I was driving
Is that a
down.
380? That's 380, isn't it?
No. It's a
Niner.
Niner? Yeah.
I was driving down the Baltimore
Chick gun.
Beltway,
Yeah.
going
That's what I had.
55,
380.
and a bird comes down. He's flying in front of me, and he's just maintaining speed, staying in front of me. Then he went over in the left lane and stayed in front of another car. Then he came back in front of me. It was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen.
Are we talking small, medium, large?
It was about the size of a pigeon. It was all white.
It was a racing pigeon.
Is that what it was?
Yes, definitely.
Because he looked real comfortable amongst the cars.
Yeah, definitely a racing pigeon.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I had one of those land on a golf cart once. I was driving it, and I looked up over the top. Racing pigeon. He had the little ring on his leg. They're very comfortable around vehicles. So
they follow motorways.
exactly.
Okay.
So they
that's
put
what it was.
GPSs on them in the UK, and they seem to follow main roadways.
Yeah,
I appreciate the identification.
sure. And
got
those pigeon owners in the UK are known to like poison raptors because they get bullshit when the raptors like take a pigeon. They have
Big serious thing in the UK. The pigeons.
I know what I did earlier. I interrupted somebody that was talking about the census.
Well, I was interrupting you. But you carry. Well, what I was going to mention was, well, we've just done the census, and a lot of people filled it out and put down things like super straight is your gender, and and then put down Jediism. So yeah. So the last time we done it, there was 320,000 people that their religion was Jediism, and
awesome.
There was some other fictitious religions as well, but obviously the Jedi went through the roof, and obviously this time because we can self-identify our gender, so like loads of people put down super straight as part of the thing. If you get over
big movement.
If you get over like 10 or 20,000, it becomes a gender.
Wow.
So that's why I haven't done the old Star Wars thing before with the Jedis, and now they're doing it for super straight as well. So
funny.
It's going to come out soon.
Now I get Hayden's joke on Twitter because I really didn't know what he was talking about with super straight, but it makes total sense. It's a new thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
An invention.
I'm listening to that.
Speaking of Jediism, I'll show you the setup I got here.
Is that a Jack Russell? Boston Terrier? What is that thing?
Are you asking me?
Jack Russell? Topple?
She's scared shitless right now.
Oh.
Cutie.
There's a Boston Terrier, I believe.
There's
French-
that Boston Terrier.
French
Sugar.
bulldog.
Look at that.
Sugar.
Oh, he knows his pet
Look up.
dog. Cool,
Look
base
up.
Boston.
I pulled his blanket off and everything.
Oh, she's adorable. She or he.
See,
Look at that guy. Is that a full-size boxer? No.
a Boston.
Yeah, that's a
Boston
Boston.
Terrier.
Okay, it's Boston. Yeah.
So he's fully grown now.
Great.
Eh? Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, those are cool dogs. Friendly.
Small dogs, and they're cool.
I like dogs that aren't. He looks like a bruiser. Like he can toss him around a little. You know, those little ones that look like they're gonna break. I don't like them. You know what I mean?
Oh,
They
yeah.
chase. Okay.
Boston's are great. They
Yeah,
got a
that's
lot
a
of
good-
personality. There's no doubt.
Yeah. He's very likable.
I think these two dogs. What did you say? Topple rat terrier?
Yeah, she's a rat terrier.
I think a Boston and a rat is what you combine together to make a. No, wait, a rat terrier with something makes
A brat? A brat terrier.
makes a.
She's yeah, rat terriers are mixed with all terriers. They're supposed to hunt small game. So
It's half of a French bulldog. It's a rat terrier.
yeah, Jack Russell, bulldog. I forget. My wife knows it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure myself. But my dog's Bugsby's a bit of a ratter, but they're rubbish. His jaw's rubbish. He struggles a croissant.
Bugsby,
Yeah,
that's his name.
Yeah, with a croissant.
That's so British, Welshy. Bugsby.
No, his name's Trigger.
Oh, Trigger. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good. I like Trigger.
Yeah.
Very good.
So I was saying, speaking of Jedi, I turned it on the screen. That's where we're going to be playing the
With the movie.
It's,
Yeah,
it's,
cool.
it's
Very,
getting about
very
to the
fun.
point where we can almost start it.
It's
So,
time. All right.
okay.
Looking good. Looking good.
Is that where you kidnap the kids? You bring them over and then
Bring 'em
they
over.
go missing?
I got a whole bowl of candy.
What about skeeters, dude? That looks like major mosquito country.
Too early.
Oh yeah. I don't spray my body with that cancer.
Well,
carcinogen
What do you do?
heat.
Just
But you
Just-
smoke cigarettes.
Yeah. Right.
you guys just deal with the bites? That's
No,
it?
my wife and son have a different kind of blood type, and I was never, I never thought that made a difference. But we'll be out here the same amount of time, and they'll both have like dozens of mosquito bites, and I
I
won't have
once
any.
said it. I once
So wait
said
a minute. How does the pigeon know what your blood type is until they've bitten you?
The mosquito, you mean, not the pigeon?
They smell it, I think.
Mosquito,
don't they?
yeah.
Pigeon,
that
pigeon ain't
pigeon.
biting. I don't know, but I believe I
I
almost
think they
believe
can
it.
smell it. I think they can smell it.
I think
Probably, yeah.
there might be
Yeah.
something to it because, like I
Pheromones.
said, I wasn't a big. I didn't
Your-
believe it.
Your sweat probably gives all everything
But
away.
they
What-
they really do get more mosquito bites than I do. So
What you want to get is a small device. It's called the Thermacell. It's a new item you can purchase all over the world. Anti-mosquito device, works phenomenally. We have one on our deck. I think they're about $50. I can't vouch
what's
it.
it called? What's it called?
Thermacell.
What's it? How's it work?
It has these tubes of chemicals and then this other chemical thing. You just put it all together and put batteries in it and turn it on. And I swear to God, dude, the mosquitoes stay away from like a 10-foot, 20-foot perimeter
Really?
from this thing. Yeah.
And how long does it last? Yeah.
A couple weeks per charge, you know. So
How much is it after that? $50 again?
I think it's probably more like 20.
So you're
Oh,
talking about
it sounds
$40 a
expensive.
week if
doesn't
you
it?
make the original purchase.
I'd
$40
say
a month. I mean, $40 a month.
yeah, maybe $30-40 a month if you're really running it. Yeah,
If it works.
The other solution is
That's
always
worth it.
stay behind a screen door.
right.
You know those
There's that.
fly traps you get in kitchens? Do they ever work? You know the ones like a blue light, and you just run
They
into
work.
it.
Yeah, they
Yeah, but
attract
the problem is mosquitoes aren't attracted to lights. Mosquitoes are attracted to carbon dioxide, which is what mammals
Yeah.
exhale. So
Yeah.
this, you know, the thing you're talking about attracts moths, so you end up killing like basically
yeah.
harmless insects.
You know the ones in the kitchen though. You know the ones where like a fly goes in there and it makes another fucking poof noise.
I've never seen that. Might be a British thing. I don't know that one.
Yeah, it must be a British thing, but it's funny because the fly will go into it and it'll just fucking get shocked the fuck.
Yeah, we got those blue lights.
But he said in his kitchen, in a kitchen.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
some people. I remember when I was a kid, there was this lady that lived by my buddy's house, and we would go by her house because she had one, and she had a sliding glass door that she always left open. She was like a hoarder lady, and she had one in her living room, and we would sit there and watch. And when the sun went down, we watched the bugs get zapped, and they were in her living room while she was watching TV.
In her living room.
And she had like a sliding glass door by where she sat in this recliner, and she had like Dorito wrappers and banana peels and stuff. She would just open up that sliding glass door and throw them out there, and she had the bug zapper in her living room, and she'd watch them get zapped in there. Real disgusting lady.
Steve, what's the radius with the stuff that you use?
All right, well, the wife's out there now, so she's sitting on the deck and she's getting no mosquitoes, and there are tons of mosquitoes around right now.
Really? Wow.
We don't have too many yet, but we do have a huge mosquito problem.
I mean, they're in the driveway. They just don't come up to the deck area. And trust me, in the past when we didn't use this thing, I'd get hammered with mosquito bites. So
yeah, and they'll get inside as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. May the force be with all of you all. I'm going to start my movie.
All right, man. Take care. Good talking with you.
Take care, guys.
Take care, Ethan.
Well, now that the big star is leaving,
yeah, the big money's gone.
Yeah, I feel like maybe 9:20, 3 hours 20 minutes was a pretty good run.
Good long while. Good run. Good show. Thanks for hosting.
Great show. Yeah, thank you, Steve, as always.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
I'm going to be visiting my sister next Saturday. I'll try to hop in, at least to be in the chat, but I'm not sure I'll be on
I might
big screen.
I might or might not be doing it. I might be going to like a 2 times a month deal, or we'll see if we can get a secondary.
Understandable.
Summertime.
I'm going to possibly ask. I'm going to ask the powers that be for maybe a secondary, a host, a co-host, or something. We'll see, though.
All right.
Grande, get my Grande to do it.
Yeah.
All right, fellas.
All right.
We'll catch you later.
Take care, guys.
All right.
See you later.
Take care, man.
See you later, dude. All right. So thank you for being here, everybody. And it was a fun night. It was a good time. I would play us out, but I don't think so. So until next time, and next time I will have a drink. You can follow me on Twitter. And we'll see you around. Thanks for coming to the pub.